following is a UTV-44 sports production.
Friday night rivals. This is the UA Early College UTV-44 Game of the Week. Sponsored by Mobile and Baldwin County Sheriff's Offices and the Drug Education Council.
It's been a while since we've been here in Fairhope, and it's been a while since they've lost a regular season game. 2 months, as a matter of fact. Fairhope has run off 8 straight wins, but their opponent tonight, McGill-Toolen, they've won 24 straight in the regular season and 25 straight overall. And the winner of tonight's game will win the 7A Region 1 Championship here tonight in Fairhope. Good evening. I'm Jim Cox. My partners, as always, Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett on a beautiful night for high school football. Last week of the regular season game, and all the chips in the middle of the table for this one tonight.
They are. You know, we find out who's going to win this region with this one game tonight. Thanks to everybody in Fairhope that made it happen for us to be part of this so you can enjoy it at home.
Fairhope has done it on both sides of the football, but they've also done it with great leadership. But they've got a guy in the middle on that defense that has a nose for making big plays and kind of a name that's known for making big plays, too.
Yeah. Well, would you imagine a kid named Baumhauer is a good football player? He's a really good football player. Not only does this guy rack up the tackles, he racks up the tackles before your play gets started. 28 tackles for losses. That's a linebacker that penetrates. That's a guy that's also getting help with that line in front of him, is allowing him to roam. But boy, when he roams with purpose and makes the play.
They've got players on that defensive side of the football that will also come over on the offensive side for Fairhope. Baumhauer, we might see him over there as well, but primarily on defense. Big, you got a guy who's made 28 tackles for losses. You got offensive linemen who maybe aren't doing their job. Going to be a challenge for McGill tonight.
Yeah, well, you know, we've seen McGill time and time again, and these guys play as a unit, and I think it starts up front with these guys. And this guy right here, Patrick Seifert, he is one of those cogs in the thing there that makes it happen. I mean, he just does his job. He's got good hand placement when he pass blocks. He's a good run blocker. His coach tells me he's got a little growth to go, but he's just a junior, so he's got a chance to grow up a little bit more as a senior. So look for him to be an impact in this game, and look for that entire offensive unit, Jim, to be a factor in this game.
All right,
we've
also
seen him play very well.
Going to watch that McGill defense, only giving up 8 points a game on the season. It's going to be a great night here tonight in Fairhope. Again, Fairhope has not had a game of this magnitude in a long time. McGill knows all about playing in big games. They've been to the 7A championship game the last 2 years, and they're looking for their 3rd straight region championship. Stick around. Kickoff comes up after this on the best field in coastal Alabama, right here in Fairhope. Great turf, beautiful field, and we're going to get it started coming up right after this. And that's one. The Pirate ship just fired the cannon. They were 3 for 3 jumping up here in the press box. Let's go to Tara. Did you jump? Let's get on the field before kickoff and welcome in Tara Reeves. Did it get you, Tara?
Hey, Jim, you know, in just 1 year, this Pirates team has gone from last in the region with a record of 2-8 to now undefeated in the region, looking to take home that region title here tonight. So I asked Coach Carter how he was able to turn this program around in just 1 season, and he said there was no secret formula. The guys just came in, rolled up their sleeves, and went to work at practice every single day. And then it really started with the players. The seniors actually took it upon themselves to change things this year because they wanted a different outcome. And one senior in particular is safety Gibbs Sherrill, who's leading the team with 3 interceptions on the year. And his take on tonight's matchup, he says he wants to win the region championship, whatever it takes, guys.
You know, and Coach Carter said we lost some seniors when the intensity got to a level where it was going to be, this is what it's going to take. And he said, we had some kids that just weren't ready to be at that level, and that kind of helped change the dynamic on this football team.
I love the fact that he took that intensity to that level to challenge kids. Like, if you don't want to be part of this, hey, no hard feelings.
But we're not going to be 2-8.
Yeah, we're not going to call you names. Go away. We'll play with the guys that are going to stick around, and it looks like they've maximized things.
Well, that's how it is in football. That attrition goes on during the summer and then the pre-fall practice, and you find out who wants to play and who doesn't.
Chase Smaller with that big leg, and as we've seen him do, I'm not sure we've not seen him put it in the end zone here this season, and he does that, and we'll start Fairhope at their own 20-yard line. Fairhope coming in 8-1, as we said, lost in the first week, non-region game to St. Paul's, but then that man, Tim Carter, has run off 8 straight, his 3rd year here at Fairhope, and I think he's found a place he really enjoys being, and you see we talked about it in the pregame show, this Fairhope program now starting to reflect their head coach.
Well, he does love the place. Former coach at Auburn High School. He really likes this community. He likes the way that they backed him in good times and in bad, and they're all enjoying the good times this year.
Devin Mitchell, junior quarterback. He's a threat to run it and to pass it. Keep on the inside. Bumping out of bounds. Demel Bell, his 57th carry of the season. 287 yards on the line. 5 seniors on that offensive line for the Fairhope Pirates, averaging 30.9 points a game. And then you look, Tanner Deeds, the wide receiver, C.J. Edwards. He is the guy. If they're going to have big plays offensively tonight, probably going to go to him. He's got 10 touchdown receptions on the year. Running back by committee. They've had some injuries there. And we'll see a lot of different players carry the football for the Pirates tonight. And we'll see a whole new package come in down around the goal line when they bring in the defensive players. Mitchell looking on the far side. Wow, they had a man open, and that was C.J. Edwards we just talked about. He's got 38 receptions, averages 20 yards a chance, and he had a step on this McGill-Toolen defense right here. McGill-Toolen giving up just 8 points a game. They've given up 20 points combined in the last 5 weeks. They rotate a bunch up front. Rogers, Cox, and McLean there. Trice Ruggs is their leading tackler. At the linebacker position, Gare, Wilson, Massey, and Bennett, they all can go up and get the football as well. 21 takeaways for this McGill defense so far here this season.
Very stingy bunch.
3rd and 4. 5 wide receivers. Mitchell looks to the far side, pressure coming. He'll pull it down and take off and run, and got kind of caught behind his own lineman there. And nowhere to go before Carson McLean brings him down.
Yeah, they stayed in their rush lanes and didn't let him get outside of the pocket or get up the middle there with anything. And that's the thing about this McGill defense. They're going to be disciplined even in their pass rush.
He looked like he had enough room to get the necessary yardage, which wasn't much, but got trapped up in some garbage there behind the line.
Mitchell's rushed for over 400 yards and 6 touchdowns this year. Cole Deeds, one of the best kickers in the league, will kick it to Eric Gare, who stands back at his 30-yard line. Deeds with a good kick. Gare takes it at the 31, looking up the right side, trying to get out to the boundary. And he's out across midfield and steps out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And how many times do we see this? McGill starting with great field position.
Yeah, they're starting on their side of the football field, and that is always a positive thing, especially on the road here.
Yeah, I mean, they got a great kicker. There's Ernest Hill, by the way. Great kicker. Great defense and a good return game.
Yep.
That'll get you good field position a lot of the time.
Ernest Hill was the defensive coordinator on this team before taking over when Caleb Ross left for Opelika to become the head coach. 9-0 on the year. He has his team ranked number 4 in the state.
You know what he is to me? Genuine.
I would agree.
He is who he is.
Yep.
He's not looking to
no gray area.
No, he's not looking to, be your friend, and he's not looking to be their friends. He's their head coach.
Nor is he trying to draw a whole lot of attention to himself.
Never.
Great point, Vic Lockett. Sheldon Lehman, the junior quarterback. Play action. Looking down the right side. Wants to go up the far sideline. And he can't hold on. Trying to go up top to Zach Workman, who's got 16 catches on the year. They had it dialed up right. Coach Zach Golson, the offensive coordinator, drew that one up, and they just couldn't hold on.
Yeah, he ran that go route and just couldn't hold on to it, Dan. I thought it was a pretty good pass. A little bit of a stretch for him, but very catchable. He added for his step. 2
great defenses, and both almost get lit up on a long pass in the first series of the game.
Great point.
A little surprising.
Ryan Hill running back, the fake to him, instead come up to the near side, and Bo Hightower able to get it inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Again, if you're just joining us, this McGill offense here averaging 31 points a game. Up front, Siebert, big talk about Walker Simpson, Ramon, and Brady. They'll rotate some other offensive linemen who, that offensive line's got a little more nasty, Ernest Hill says, as the game's gone on. Zach Workman is one of the wide receivers. Talk about Lehman and Hill in the backfield. He's the one that makes it go for this Yellow Jacket offense, and he's got it here. And the coach's son has got a long injury attorney's first down here for the Yellow Jackets.
Hill's a good running back, but that was all blocking right there. They took care of business running the ball on a 3rd and long, and You know, that's just faith in your offensive line.
Absolutely.
Fairhope defense, 12 takeaways on the year. They've given up 14 or more every week. They give up almost 19 a week. They're led by a couple of guys. Lots of tackles for loss. Baumhauer with 28, as Dan mentioned, and Moorhead with 19 tackles for loss from the defensive end spot. And Hill inside the 30, but you also got a couple of safeties who can get after Brett Howell there, and also Denoyland, who is a sophomore starting at safety, and Gibbs Sherrill moves over to cornerback, and he's a big player that you'll see come in on the offensive side of the ball, number 8. Keep your eyes on 8 and 21 in the secondary. Pitch out on the far side. Gain of a couple.
Everything McGill does, they do with purpose. You know, there's a degree of precision. If you can have precision in degrees, yeah. They don't take many missteps.
Yeah, and I thought they were going to get caught with 12 men on the field, but it was just a ball boy. Let him get off the field. Hopefully the kid's okay and off the field and not get hurt.
Maurice Jackson, who's been playing mostly on defense a good part of the year, now starts playing some wide receiver, makes the catch there on 3rd down. Lehman has that one botted down. Going up and getting ahead on that is Peter Ford. Ford plays well with that outside linebacker.
So he wasn't going to get to the rush, and as you're taught, you know, just get your hands in there if it's a quick pass like that.
So this would be a 43-yard attempt, and Ernest Hill doesn't think about it much on 4th and 4, says we're going for it. Lehman looks over to the sideline. Play clock down at 10, so they got plenty of time. Give it off to Hill on the right side, and Hill, it's going to be short of the 1st down.
Yeah, tried to get him with a backside trap, but this Fairhope defense was up to the task. Brings the crowd alive over here on this side of the football, on this side of the field.
So here is why we're at the game of the week tonight here. Winner of this game wins the 7A Region 1 Championship. 7A, biggest classification in the state. You see McGill 9-0, Fairhope 8-1, both unbeaten in the region. Both teams know they're going to the playoffs. They're going to have a home game next week. But what they just don't know who's going to get to be a region champion. That's something you carry with you your whole life, right, Big Lockett?
Oh, absolutely. You think about getting to the playoffs, and let me tell you, we're here because this is a big game, and Jim doesn't stand outside unless it's big.
Yeah, you're right about that, Big Lockett. Mitchell rolls out to the right side, still looking, pressure coming, and he'll just throw that one away. It looked like that was a busted play from the start.
Well, I can tell you this, McGill blanketed every receiver that came out. Mitchell looked like he had nowhere to throw it. That's exactly the case. I mean, it was man on man and lockdown defense there.
Yeah, and so Devin Mitchell, 65% on his completions this year. I mean, that's a phenomenal number. He's thrown for almost 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions on the year.
That's more than efficient.
And we talked about his favorite target, C.J. Edwards. Of his 14 touchdown passes, 10 have gone to Edwards. Edwards, 5'9", 180-pound, electrifying player. 2nd and 10. Mitchell looking to roll out. Pressure coming now. Heaves it back over the middle of the field and going up, able to grab that one in midfield for the catch. 1st down across midfield. Aiden Thompson, the sophomore, who's been getting more playing time with injuries on the offensive line, his 11th catch of the year. That's a long injury. Attorneys 1st down to the 49. And the first big offensive play from the Pirates here tonight.
From the beginning, McGill just wasn't in a good sound defense there. They were kind of single over there on that 2 trips, and that's why he was able to get over.
Now Mitchell will be forced out of bounds to the near side. I thought you could kind of see it on that last play. Carson McLean with the pressure, but you have to respect his shiftiness so much. You can't over-pursue the quarterback for risk of giving up a big play, Vic Lockett.
Yeah, some of these guys at quarterback these days are just running backs that can pass the football, and you don't want to get caught with your ankle broke out there in open field with some of them, and he's one of those guys.
9-yard pickup on 1st down. Bell will stay in as the running back.
I think the center had to come out. Helmet came off.
Yeah, you hate to make a change on the line there as Griffin gets replaced there. Graham Heiss comes in, especially when you're out of the shotgun. Mitchell with the blitz coming, has to get rid of that one, and it would have been intercepted, but it's out of bounds. And that was Nick Ruggs, and boy, he was coming from that linebacker spot. Also had some help coming in there. Jaconi Lewis They'll bring up 3rd and long for the Pirates.
Yeah, Ruggs is a good player. We figured that out in the games we played, and that was vintage McGill. Bring some pressure into either off the edge or into the quarterback's face, and then see how well he throws the ball in there.
Yeah.
He almost threw a pick 6.
Put a little hot sauce on him and see how he reacts that way.
I mean, for any of us in life, put pressure on you and see if you make the best decisions.
You become a different person.
Yep.
Gibbs Sherrill. Talked about him starting in the secondary. Now he lines up at running back here on 3rd and long. We think coming in to help block. He does. And now Mitchell steps up on the right side. And Mitchell's going to get across the 40. He dives to the 35. And Devin Mitchell's got another long injury attorney's first down on 3rd and 9. They compete against the stingy Yellow Jacket defense.
Yeah, this kid's got faith in his own legs because he's not big, 5'9", maybe 165, but he's going to tuck it in and go for it. He's not necessarily physical, but he believes in his own physical skills.
Boy, and Sawyer Brady was coming on that linebacker spot, and Gibbs Sherrill stepped up there and made the block to spring his quarterback.
Absolutely.
Surprise, huh?
That's what he does. Now Ramon Bradley will come into the backfield, and he'll take this pitch. Bradley's hit by Brady, turns around, reverses field, gets a nice block, trying to get to the corner with a big stiff arm, and he's going to get one. He's going to cover about 64 yards, but get one, as that was lots of lateral action.
Here's a run in tribute to Walter Payton because this kid just does not want to go down at all.
And staying with the same team is a tribute to the Chicago Bears defense when he was there.
Yeah.
Being disciplined and staying at home and not giving up the back door when the running back goes the opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Officially give him no gain.
The crowd got a kick out of the stiff arm, though, huh?
That was a big one on Deese Trice. Bell straight up the middle. Get to the 29-yard line here. This McGill-Toolen defense I talked about, they've only given up 20 points the last 5 weeks. Only given up more than 14 points all season. That was week 1 against Spanish Fort. And 6 of their 9 games this year, 7 or less. I mean, that's how you're 9-0 after 9 games.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't have to worry about lighting it up offensively because your defense is playing that well.
3rd and 5 for the Pirates. Mitchell gives it off to Bell. With a stutter step as Brady did a good job to penetrate on that one. Sawyer Brady, who's got 4.5 sacks on the year, was in there to help slow that up. And the Pirates going to try the long field goal. They've got Cole Deeds, one of the best kicker in the state. This will be a 44-yard attempt.
Same situation, Jim, as McGill in a different decision.
Jackson Turner will hold from 44. Cole Deeds, a low kick, and that one, if it got deflected, it would just not hit very well, but it's well short. So each defense comes up with a stop here on the opening series. And McGill will come back on all, get a timeout. 36 to go here in the opening quarter. Scoreless. Winner tonight wins a region championship. 2 of the best teams in the top 10 matchup. 7 Fairhope here tonight. Great night to wrap up the regular season here on UTV 44. Our UA Early College Game of the Week scoreless here. You see the Fairhope student body section just down to our right. And Fairhope looking to claim a region championship tonight. And same goal McGill has. Sheldon Lehman gives it off to Hill, and Hill bounces to the 20, and he'll be stopped there. Good pursuit. Hill is stopped by Gibbs Sherrill. He was our guest in the pregame show.
Well, he's a wrestler, and then so
2 points for the takedown there.
Exactly. So he understands leverage and he understands wrapping you up, and that's why he's probably one of the best safeties we've seen this year.
They'll give him
he
one.
And his cohort, although he's going to do some time at corner tonight too. Oh, he's solid.
Move him all around. He'll run the football. 2nd and 9. Hill bottled up momentarily. Coming up the near side, you can hear, we know Tim Carter's voice, and you can hear him calling for a hold down there on the Fairhope sideline. But instead, Hill will get knocked out of bounds. He's going to be, looks like maybe just shy of the 30.
Hill's an all-day sucker, man. He's relentless. He's not big, but he is tough, and he never runs out of gas. Impressive kid. Of course, Ernest Hill's son.
3rd and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. Lehman goes right back to Hill. Hill's going to get across the 30. Tough sled in there, but he's going to have enough for a long injury attorney's first down.
McGill is a school of faith, and I can tell you they got faith in their offensive line. You can just look at the play calling here. They really think that, you know, that's their bread and butter. Control the clock, run it with this kid, but run it with that offensive line. And I think they've gotten better as the year's gone on, Jim.
And then while you're getting used to the run, then they'll drop back and pass it.
They can do that too.
Like right here.
Looking, wants McGill-Toolen to the near side, and that one just overthrown into double coverage. Bring up second down. We saw our long injury attorney's first down. Bennett Long watching the game here tonight. Well, he's actually over in Mobile watching the game, but he's tuning in watching. He's got a little notepad making sure I say long injury attorneys every first down. If you hear my phone ding during the broadcast, you'll know I missed it. It'd be the first one I missed all season, but that would be the text coming. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Lehman again looks to pass. Now he wants to go deep as he's looking for Workman, who ran out of bounds. And 3rd down coming. That's, you know, we talked before the game, just the three of us up here thought, you know, this is going to be a relatively low-scoring game. And 8 minutes into it, it certainly looks like that's what we're going to get here tonight.
Yeah, it does, but at the same time, you had a couple of patterns that could have been 6 points for both teams.
Right. Now 3rd and 10.
They got behind the chains here a little bit with the throwing on 1st and 2nd down, though that one had a chance if Workman stayed in bounds.
Blitz coming from Ford, and now scrambling is Lehman, and he's going to slide right across the 40. It's going to be very close. Let's see where they mark him. I think they're going to mark him like maybe a half a yard short. Lehman's got good wheels. I would say surprisingly good wheels if you're a defender trying to catch him.
And he had good protection right there, even with the blitz coming at him.
He has rushed for 336 yards, and Ernest Hill looking at his son out on the field saying, come on, let's go for it. Let's go for it. 4th and less than a yard, and Ernest Hill says, we're going to set the punt team out here and play good defense.
I don't think he wants to go for it on this side of the ball.
Ernest says, I also get to decide what we eat on Sunday at dinner.
Jack Martin, maybe our favorite punter, Dan Brennan, out here with a high kick, not very long, and takes bounce and down at the 42-yard line. So now the Pirates get good field position.
Jack Martin is like a punter out of a Disney movie about high school football, isn't he?
He's like a mischievous punter.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Hey, how about Viger? 7 straight wins to close out the season. They beat Murphy last night as they head to the playoffs. Spanish Fort keeps rolling. Saraland clinched their playoff spot last night. Williamson with a big win last night as they beat Mobile Christian. Also had Thomasville and Clark County and Washington County Citronelle playing last night. Monroe County and XL. Davidson and Bryan tonight. Theodore and Foley, winner of that game, is going to be the 4 seed in this region. Mary G and Baker playing things out. Baldwin County needs a win to get in the playoffs, and you just have to go to Daphne and win to do that. That's kind of a tough order for Baldwin County, but they're trying to get into the postseason. Mitchell on the pitch gives this one off to C.J. Edwards, and Edwards all the way up to the 42-yard line. That's going to be good for another long injury attorney's first down. So they take Edwards off his wide receiver spot and line him up at tailback.
Well, right away, I think Coach Carter's seen what I've seen. McGill is having a difficult time adjusting to that trip they have to one side.
Now, why would that be? Is it personnel? Have they not seen it? I mean, you've seen it all year.
I don't know why, but I think their safety needs to rock over towards that side when they have trips to one side.
Fairhope over the middle. This one to Edwards as Devin Mitchell gets it now inside the 30 to 29. Another long injury attorney's first down to the Pirates, and they got a little something going here on this drive.
It's a very basic formation for the offense to come out with 3 receivers to one side, but it's just how you're going to decide to defend it. And maybe McGill has too much confidence in just that zero coverage to that side with it, and I think you're going to need to bring an extra man over there.
So they replace Corian Wilson, the sophomore safety, with Reese Jackson, the senior safety, back here. Maybe exactly what Vic Lockett was just talking about there. Bell grind ahead for a couple.
Bell on the carry to the 25-yard line. About 3.
And 2nd and 7 now coming up for the Pirates.
I got a feeling somebody's going to make a big play because right now this game feels pretty even.
Yeah.
Evenly matched teams, both very well coached.
Well, we've just seen McGill so many times. We expect some point something's going to break off with them.
They have that tendency.
Yes.
Over the middle, picked off. 22nd takeaway of the year, Byron Massey. Bryson Massey with the pickoff.
Now, is this the point where it ignites them to go ahead and do something that we've been expected? I mean, this is the first turnover, and they're big in every football game, especially in a game where you're trying to win home field advantage here.
Watch this again, and then we'll get to that point.
Massey stepped right in front of C.J. Edwards there, and Mitchell kind of stared at his receiver through the route there, and Massey, that senior safety, able to step up and come up with a big play.
With these two defenses, as the game goes on, of course, things ebb and flow and can change, but let's see if it's going to take an explosive play against both these defenses, because nickel and diamond up and down the field probably is not going to happen.
Now Khalil Nettles will come in and get his first carry. Boy, if you're Fairhope, you're saying one thing we can't do. We can't turn the football over against this team, and you're driving down almost to the red zone, and you come away with no points after the turnover.
Well, if you think back to the first two possessions, the splash plays have been there. They just hadn't connected.
True.
Great point. Nettles again. Push ahead, and it's going to be very close to a first down. Baumhauer would make the stop in third and less than a yard. Now coming up, and now we see a little more up-tempo. From McGill. Go right back to Nettles. Nettles cuts it up the middle, and he's got a long injury attorney's first down. Wes Baumhauer again with a tackle.
Every time you say that guy's name, I get hungry.
I thought it was just me. You knew I was going to go there at some point.
Yeah, man.
Is he related to Bob?
Son, of course, he's his son.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. That's why he's got 28 tackles behind the line of scrimmage.
Good bloodlines. And they're even better wings.
Yeah, man. I'm saying.
Less than a minute to go here.
And we got the Zebras conferring on something.
And we have not had a flag in the first 11 minutes and 7 seconds of this game.
Well, that's good, because I had a long conversation with those guys about that, and maybe it's paying off. You think?
All right.
Pre-game.
Lockett applying some muscle.
Yeah.
Pre-game.
He's such a, just such a nice, friendly guy. We don't see that side of him very often.
Well, it could have been a friendly conversation about, sir, can you minimize?
There's an undercurrent. There's an undercurrent streak there in Lockett, so watch it.
I didn't like the wink he gave him. Lehman, far side, completes that one to Turner McLaughlin, his 14th catch of the year, and that will be another long injury attorney's first down.
You know, for teams in a game that have got two really good defenses, both these quarterbacks can play too, don't you think?
Yep, 11-yard pickup on the completion there. Lehman, as we approach a half a minute to go. Nettles right up the middle. Wow, whoever got a hand, it might have been Sherrill who got a hand on him. Otherwise, it looked like Khalil Nettles was off. No, I think it was going to be Brett Howell, the other safety, who got him. But Nettles exploded through the line there.
Well, those safeties are the last line of defense, and right there was a prime example of it.
Yeah, these guys tackle very well.
Picked up 7. Now Nettles ahead to the 45. That's going to be another long injury attorney's first down.
Coach Hill is saying, if I'm going to have to do this thing methodically, I will. Looks like they're just migrating down the field methodically, kicking the sticks, and seeing what's going to happen and expecting one of his playmakers maybe to break it.
Nettles, the line of scrimmage, gets tripped up. He'll fall forward for 1, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. What a first quarter we have seen here. Two teams very evenly matched, as you would expect. Both undefeated in the region, both playing for a region championship. Scoreless through 1 here tonight in Fairhope.
Prescription drug abuse in teens.
Just about ready to start the second quarter here tonight. McGill-Toolen and Fairhope playing for the 7A Region Championship. Let's get on the sideline to Tara. She's got a Coastal Alabama Community College Educator Spotlight.
Thanks, Jim. I'm with Lisa Robertson, the Dean of Academics at McGill-Toolen Catholic High School. I'm going to throw it back up to you, Jim.
It always happens whenever we try to get the educator spotlight in. We get a big play. And we're going to see if it's...
No flags.
Yeah, that's good as C.J. Evans, Eric Garrett's so tough to tell those two. I think Eric Garrett usually has the half shirt on and quick out on the far side. And
well, whoever it was, they got the quick screen out there and just cut up the sideline. Play that, you know, we were expecting McGill to burst home at any point.
So. And the PAT is good. It's 7-0. So much good flow in that first quarter. Now all of a sudden we'll try to get back down to Tara after the touchdown pass from Lehman to Guerra. We're going to say Guerra. He and Evans both were number 5. They look the same. We'll officially get a determination who it was. Either way, McGill-Toolen up 7-0 after the first play here in the second quarter. Play into the second quarter now is 7-0, the touchdown pass. And let's go back down to Tara so we can get our Coastal Alabama educator spotlight. Tara.
Jim, once again, I'm joined with Lisa Robertson, who McGill is now allowing to stay on Fairhope's side if they continue to score touchdowns while she's over here. Of course, Dean of Academics. And Lisa, talk about the student performance at McGill right now.
Well, we are so proud of our 2 students who scored perfectly on the ACT. Both Marvin Collins and Trace Naaman made a 36. We have 2 students who made 35s, but out of the senior class, we have 43 students who scored a 30 or higher on the ACT, and that's extremely important to us to get them ready for college.
Absolutely, truly remarkable. And then also, I understand you guys have a parent preview coming up soon. When is that?
We have a parent preview for prospective students and their parents on Tuesday night at 5:30, and we'd love for anyone who wants to learn more about McGill to come on out and visit us.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Jim.
Thanks, Lisa and Tara. And Mahler sends it into the end zone, and now Fairhope will have it. So turn of events there. You saw, Fairhope driving down, turn it over, and then see McGill come back and answer with a touchdown. 8 plays, 75 yards. 2 minutes off the clock.
That play was an accurate pass by the quarterback. Is very accurate. It was a missed tackle, and it was a block or 2 downfield.
Well, I think they just said, hey, get the ball into one of my great athletes and let them make a play.
Yeah, that missed tackle at the line had a lot to do with it all.
Scoring summary there brought to you by the Mobile Regional Airport. Bell on the right side. Pick up maybe 1.
But a gang tackle Bell, good size, over 200 pounds, runs hard.
Running back like that his runs kind of body blows in the first half, doing some damage until late in the second half. You get tired of tackling a big guy like that, right, Big Lockett?
Oh, yeah. It starts pounding on your shoulder. You start feeling it later on in the game.
We've seen bigger McGill defenses. This one's good.
Just as good, though.
Yeah, not nearly as big.
Mitchell trying to get to the corner. Our first flag of the night, and it comes where you would guess a hold would be whistled. Sawyer Brady, who's been very active at his linebacker spot here tonight. And it'll be interesting to see. That was a loss back to the 20. We'll see if Ernest Hill wants to take the penalty and give another down or decline it and bring up 3rd and 10. Yeah, they're going to decline it.
Yeah, it looked like Devin wanted to pass that ball when he got out there on the edge. That old play Auburn runs that his receiver wasn't open, so he had to end up just trying to get all he can get and running the football.
So 3rd, I call it actually 3rd and 11 where they marked him down. McGill already with 1 takeaway tonight. They'll make a living doing that on defense. Mitchell. Pressure coming from Brady, bounces out to the right. Try to get away, nothing downfield. He just has to throw that one away. Good coverage. And you look downfield, nobody open in a dark jersey there.
Yeah, that's the problem you're going to have with McGill, especially when you take yourself over to one half of the field. That takes away your options, so you just got that side of the field to work with, and then they flood that zone over there with defenders.
And you go over on that side of the field, and you got C.J. Edwards is over here on this side. Your big playmaker makes it really tough to get him the football.
Hey, they left him open once he started to roll over. The safety or the corner who had him just let him go.
There was almost no way the quarterback could spin and find that
exactly.
kid. Right?
Exactly. So that's good coaching by Coach Carter.
Cole Dees will kick. Eric Guerrer, we know he's back to return. Still not sold if it was he or C.J. Evans who had the touchdown. Dees with a good kick. Guerrer at the 40 takes it. Makes a break to the near side. Another one at the 40. Still on his feet. Still on his feet at the 30. Absorbed a big hit. Down the sidelines. Got to get past the punter. And he will for the touchdown. 59 yards. Guerrer with the score.
Tell you what, they've got those athletes. You just let them have the football and let them make plays. I mean, that's what will break a defense open.
We saw McGill block a punt last week.
Special teams being very special. And there's a very special player right there, number 5.
And Mahler on for the PAT to try to make it a 2-touchdown lead. Here for the Yellow Jackets, and Mahler is perfect.
That number 5 could be a combination of C.J. Evans and Guerra all in one, making plays like that.
2 scores for McGill here in the first minute 40 of the second quarter, and they jump out to a 2-touchdown lead over Fairhope on the UTV 44 Game of the Week. Just like that. The team that's played the 7A region or 7A state championship game the last 2 years kind of shows why they've got some moxie in big games.
Yeah, and I also think that the touchdowns tonight are going to be just like that touchdowns, because both these teams are hard to drive the ball on the length of the field. At some point, you need a just like that sort of play. McGill's had 2. Fairhope hasn't had any yet, but they've got some players that can make those plays. I think that's the way they get back into this game. Something on special teams or just like that play on offense.
And we're going to have to see if the Pirates are going to psychologically take this.
Yeah, that's a great point, Big Lock. So much put into this game, and they're going to let C.J. Edwards bring it out. Edwards makes a move at the 15, still on his feet. And here's a special teams play that Dan Brennan called for, almost to the 40. C.J. Edwards.
I don't know. McGill doesn't relax much, but did they think that one was in the end zone again? Because
they should have heard the whistle blow. The signal shut down.
But it's almost shocking
hear
when it doesn't go.
Right.
His feet were, but the ball, kind of hung up there just outside the goal line.
Yeah, no way they could see that, but they're so used to that ball being placed at the 20 and that play never fulfilling itself. In that case, they had to be ready for an athlete that good. Edwards made some people miss and nearly they got to the 40 and almost got a lot more.
They'll empty the backfield. Mitchell looks. McGill was showing blitz, and they drop back. They'll drop into coverage. Mitchell on the far side gets it to C.J. Edwards. Edwards breaks the tackle at midfield, and he's up to the 48. He's got a long injury attorney's first down. Did they throw a flag at the end of that play? There was, looked like Sam Jaquez went right to the very end of the whistle here. Let's see if they get him for a flag at the end of the play.
See if Edwards is down when the block happens. You'll see the block come into your picture right. Oh, he's way down. Yeah, that was late.
Yeah, Ladarius Cox was on the receiving end, and that was Sam Jaquez. But let's see if it's a dead ball.
Play resulted in a first down. Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. That penalty will be 15 yards from the end of the run. 1st and 10.
All right, so it is a long injury attorney's first down, but you get backed up to the 38 after the penalty.
Bad news, good news, though. It's after the play. You're not way behind the sticks. You got moved back to where you don't want to be, but it's 1st and 10. That's a big difference in trying to get 25 yards.
Yes, you get the refresh on the downs, but you still don't get the yardage that you thought you earned.
Yep.
Bell in the backfield with Mitchell and a hard count. And I think maybe it was a hard count that got the offensive line.
False start
moving.
The offense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Now you're behind the sticks.
Now you are.
Brett Howell.
2 negative plays back to back on a team that just punched you in the mouth. So here we go. Here we go about that psychological part of it.
Brett Howell, the safety, now in at wide receiver as well for the Pirates. Look to set up a screen. They come to Turner, and he'll fall forward up to the 36-yard line.
Nice job by Turner just to pull that thing down.
Yeah, they've got a lot of kids who are good, solid athletes, make plays to help you, but they're going to need some explosive plays.
14th catch of the year for Turner. Aiden Thompson, the sophomore, will be the receiver, split to the bottom of the screen. Edwards up in the slot at the top. And again, we talked about he is the favorite target of Devin Mitchell.
And you can see why.
Yep. Explosive playmaker. They look that way. Now they want to go deep. Firing on the far side. That one kind of hung up in the air, and Mitchell couldn't pull it down. Corrine Wilson, the sophomore, was over there. That one just took a lot of time to develop, Big Lockett.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to get between that corner and that safety in that zone there. And
he was
very few people can do that that are on this level.
Yeah, he
tough pass.
Way across the field, too. The pump fake was to free up the guy, not necessarily the guy going deep, but the guy underneath.
Yeah.
And maybe he just didn't have the arm to get it there.
3rd and 11 for the Pirates. McGill showing some blitz with Sawyer Brady. Now Mitchell looks over to the sidelines.
Brady's a good player, isn't he?
Oh, boy. Yep. 4 tackles for loss on the year, 4.5 sacks. Mitchell steps up in the pocket, pulls it down. Now he's got some space to run, trying to get to the edge in the corner. He's going to turn the corner, and Devin Mitchell has got a long injury attorney. His first down as he converts on 3rd and 11.
McGill had a picket fence right there, all with their eyes on Mitchell. Problem is, he's able to make it around the outside containment on the far side right there.
Even the greatest defensive coordinators will tell you, you can draw it up, but when you got that running quarterback, that is what breaks your back. And I think there's got to be a lot more of that out of this Fairhope quarterback.
I agree.
For them to stay in this game.
Ruggs was there, then Trice was on the outside, but when he turns the corner, it's just a linebacker's not going to catch Devin Mitchell.
No.
And they've got it spread out again. Let's see if we see more spread out of Fairhope than power.
It's been pretty much their base offense.
Up to the 45. Fake it off to Bell, and now Mitchell steps away from some pressure momentarily, and now lost the football, loose. And Fairhope's got it at the bottom of the pile. Ooh. Almost disastrous there for the Pirates.
Yeah, you didn't need anything but another turnover right there.
Sawyer Brady right down there in the middle of it. And I think Bell was the one who fell on it. It was Lewis who had him by the jersey that didn't break away. Then Christopher Heights was there, and fortuitous bounce into Bell's hands. 2nd and 9.
They don't get to play at the line. Typical pistol offense. We see it every week. Everybody looks to the sideline. No huddle. That stuff's old school. That's ancient history, getting in huddles, right?
Never see it.
No.
5 wide receivers for the Pirates here on 2nd and 9. Mitchell out to the far side, and that one incomplete, trying to get it to Bell out of the backfield.
Good pass, just didn't execute that one.
You play McGill, you rarely have a clean pocket to throw on a Big Lock, and there's always somebody in your face or down around your feet.
Yeah, and that's what hurried him on that pass there. You know, he was getting a little bit of heat, but he still was able to get out there, get it out. A very catchable pass, just couldn't get it on the other end.
But you're throwing it to a running back and not a wide receiver.
Yeah.
They'll bring Gibbs Sherrill in at tailback, and he's not going to carry the ball here on 3rd and 9. You wouldn't expect. He's there to pick up anybody coming to put pressure on his quarterback.
Yeah.
Now that I've said that, they'll hand it off to the safety, and he'll take it for 11, right? Mitchell slips. Watch Sherrill slip out of the backfield. Mitchell looking up the right side. Now he's going to tuck it. Now he threw it. He's across the line of scrimmage when he tossed that one off.
Well, it's same. There was nothing open. They had him covered completely.
Yeah, Jim caught that one. That's what the flag's all about, is where he was when he threw that ball. Watch here.
Yeah, he was just thinking somebody was going to move around and get uncovered, but they never did. And
way across the line there.
I think he was just trying to get rid of it.
Yeah. Lost where he was on the field, Jim. But that was all that looking downfield, and there was nothing.
Ineligible receiver downfield.
Whoa.
On the offense.
Wow.
Well,
it doesn't. It's going to be fourth down anyway.
Yeah. See, now I think they got confused there because your safety went out into the route from the backfield. He was eligible.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there should have been eligible.
Yeah.
They didn't cover up any tight ends.
Well, the flag was in the middle. The flag was in the middle of the field. They didn't throw a flag over there where the pass was thrown, which I thought was.
And that's exactly where the safety out of the tailback position went, right in the middle of the field. And he's so big, I think they confused him for being a tight end, maybe coming off the line over there on that side. He clearly came out of the backfield.
All right, so McGill takes a timeout here on 4th and 9 at the 44. So give us a chance to tell you about other local playoff games that will take place next week. And so Jeff Davis is going to come down here and take on either McGill or Fairhope, number 4 seed up in that region. Lee Montgomery is the 3 seed, so they'll play the loser of this game here tonight. Davidson goes on the road. I don't think a lot of folks are excited about playing Davidson the first round of the playoffs.
That's not an easy one.
And then whoever wins tonight down in Foley and Theodore, they get to go to Central Phoenix City for a matchup next week to start high school football playoff action. 6A, Spanish Fort is at home. And then if you can figure all that out, please text us as to what's going on right now. Of course, you've got Saraland is in. Daphne is in. Daphne's going to be the number 2 seed. But then you've got to figure out if Baldwin County wins, they can get in. Blunt could still be in. But we know Saraland's in. We know Daphne's in. And we know Spanish Fort is in. Wow. High kick by Deeds. And bounces out of bounds inside the 15. They will mark it at the 13. 5A, it's a little simpler to read this one. Marbury comes to take on Viger, Central of Tuscaloosa. Now, actually, that has changed because Central of Tuscaloosa will not be in the playoffs. They had played an ineligible player in 4 games, and they have been stripped of those wins, and so St. Paul's will not play Central of Tuscaloosa. They will get a new opponent.
Oh.
Jackson, the 3 seed, on the road there, and Thomasville as well. That just came down late this afternoon. I hate that for those kids at Central of Tuscaloosa. Lehman gave that one off to Hill, and not much doing there. Gets maybe a yard on first down.
And that was good defense by Fairhope, just kind of shutting everything down there on that little run straight up the middle that he bounced outside.
Lehman again comes to Hill, and he stood up right there in the middle of the pack.
Nothing doing in the middle right there again.
That's Baumhauer in there.
I think this team's got resolve. I mean, you don't win all those games in a row by not being tough-minded. So McGill, basically, the difference in this game, not really winning the line of scrimmage, but 2 big plays.
3rd and 8. Lehman slings it on the far side. He's able to get that one complete across the 40. And here's another big play all the way out near midfield and up to the 45-yard line. And now a big hit. That's going to be 15 more at the end of that one.
Wow.
Oh, didn't like the looks of that one at all. As Jennings Clayton, who was our guest in the pregame show, was it Zach Workman? I thought it was Jennings who made the catch.
Let's see who got it.
No, it's going to be Zach Workman. You're right. Jennings was over there.
He's trying to figure out if he can block somebody, but...
Yeah, let's watch the hit afterwards. Yeah, it was Baumhauer who knocks down Jennings Clayton. Baumhauer.
No,
100% frustration right there.
Yeah, and I thought it was probably on the hit on the tackle, but as it turns out, no, it's a late hit, and it's a legit call.
Yeah, so that's a long injury attorney's first down. Tack on 15 more, and Baumhauer hits the smallest guy on the field in frustration.
And by the way, quite a throw by...
Yeah, I wanted to comment on that.
3rd and 9, yeah.
3rd and 9, I mean, across the field, big-time throw.
So all the way up to the 29, and Hill dances to the outside, and Brian Hill steps out of bounds around the 22. If you're Fairhope, you gotta come up with a stop here. You gotta stop or try to hold them to a field goal, something here, because otherwise you
start to let it get away from you really quick.
There's a lot of football left, but you can start to feel this one slipping a little bit. The Yellow Jackets looking for their 3rd straight region championship. Hill right up the middle.
A little patient, a little stutter step to the side.
You had to be kind of patient, Vic, because Fairhope, as you saw, was kind of selling out for the run right there. So there wasn't going to be anything obviously open.
But not many doors open.
No, he found a crease, and he's not a big guy.
Down to the 20-yard line.
And he's got good feet to do that sort of thing.
He's got great feet, man, and he's got, you know, for a guy not the biggest of size, they say you can't measure the heart, and that certainly goes for a player like Hill.
3rd and 1 here for the Yellow Jackets.
He's the apple, Daddy's the tree, by the way.
Look at this formation here. Lehman fakes it, rolling out. Look, wants to keep it himself. He will, and Lehman will get brought down at the 10. A long injury attorney's first down.
I knew it was some trick there with that. That had to be deceptive there for them to come in there real tight. Obvious run formation. And Coach Hill, you know, pulls the rabbit out of his hat to say, hey, no, it's a pass. I got you.
The bootleg, and he had McLaughlin on the short term. And
I would have liked to see him try to pass that.
Well, I think that he just didn't quite have the angle, and then he saw the green grass in front of him, and he's a good enough athlete where he said, I'm going to get the first down.
Well, it worked, so, hey, good decision. Yeah, in retrospect, right?
I think it was.
Hill in the backfield, they faked him. That one tipped up in the air and nearly intercepted. Wow. Aspen Pitt got his hand up in the air to swat that one away, and that was almost the spark that the Pirates needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Tell you what, no, there's still some hustle in this Pirate group here.
Ooh, right there. Wow.
Yeah, Peter Ford, the linebacker, he's got 2 interceptions on the year, was looking for number 3. To keep our eye on Charles Robinson, big nose guard.
Yeah.
Came out of the game holding his left shoulder 2 plays ago.
Back in there now, huh?
Quincy Jackson in there as well. 2nd and 10 from the 11. Lehman dumps it out. He's got McLaughlin. McLaughlin inside the 10, makes a move.
In for the touchdown.
And he's in for the score.
Not real fast, you know, just a bootleg type of play. And he gets it out there to the lumbering tight end. He just makes one pivot stop out here to make the defender run by him, over pursuing right there. Stretches the football like just great effort by that kid. Yeah.
2nd touchdown of the year for McLaughlin. All kinds of flags at the end of the play.
Lumbering being a little rough on him, I think. He runs a little bit better than that.
6'1" at 190. He's not a rumbler. He's more of a strider.
Well, we've seen him get open deep.
You guys are being generous.
But we've seen him get open deep, and his coaches will tell you that he probably runs better than you think as far as go ahead and time him.
You know, I saw him there on that other deep pass, and the pass went a little further than I thought his speed could get to.
Must have been thinking there was something said at the end of the play, because it was 1, 2, and then 3 quick flags all thrown up at the same time by the officials. Wasn't any post-play contact, didn't look like.
Let's listen. Play is a touchdown. Dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
Okay, maybe there was.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense.
Okay.
Both of those will be half the distance to the goal on the extra point.
Yeah, so it was
I didn't see it. What was it, Jim?
It was personal, so it wasn't unsportsmanlike conduct, so it was a personal foul. So it was a hit after.
Some extracurricular activity post-whistle, huh?
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
And Tim Carter says, I want to hear what happened. He's going to take a timeout. He says, I want to get my team. So I think Tim Carter wants to know what happened, and I think he also wants to.
And I think the ref was confused as to did they ask for a timeout?
They did. They wanted to.
And it wasn't communicated to him.
I think Tim Carter is seeing kind of what we were seeing here, like, hey, guys, we can't let this one slip away. All right, let's go to our trivia question here tonight. All right, McGill-Toolen has won the last 2 7A region championships. Who's the only other team to claim a region crown since they started playing 7A football back in 2014.
The only other team to win a 7A region crown.
In 7A Region 1 championship crown.
Yeah.
So they started in 2014. Somebody else won it. McGill's won the last two, looking to make it 3 in a row tonight.
Okay. Thinking cap on.
Okay.
Can I answer now?
You can never answer now.
No.
All of my tests were timed.
Well, this one's time too.
Yeah, come back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You can.
It's timed an hour and a half.
And that's why I failed all of them as well.
I know that you want to jump out of your seat and answer this, but let it slowly sit on the oven and let.
But everything's untimed now, because kids are taking all the tests online, and you know what I mean. And to me, it's like, wow, I wish I had that opportunity.
It didn't matter if I was going to take the test on the planet Jupiter.
That's the thing. I wasn't going to take it if it was online. Don't you get it?
That's why I like Georgia, because all those red marks on my papers as a kid growing up.
The computer can't see me, so I would, the test would be taken. I just can't.
If we could get away from you two scholars to talk a little football here at the moment, that wouldn't be bad.
You're non-scholar, right?
So you think Tim's just trying to get a hold of his team here?
I think so, and wanted to hear what happened at the end of it. What you saw, that was 3 personal fouls on that drive against Fairhope.
Yeah. That's exactly what a team like this can't do.
Well, okay, he's got it settled now. He's understood what the penalty is, and I'll send him back out there to check the PAT, which I thought he could have waited after the PAT. And,
he had his reasons.
That's what he'll stick to, right? That's his story.
Mahler on to try the PAT. Sam Satterwhite, the holder. And Mahler is perfect. And McGill-Toolen has jumped out to a 21-0 lead. McLaughlin with a touchdown here. Put the Yellow Jackets on top by 3 scores with 3:42 to go in the first half. Well, this changed. It was scoreless after 1. And now it's 21-0. McGill-Toolen over Theodore. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Tara Reeves in the sideline, Jared Kihas in the truck. Our entire crew. We'll show you some of them later on tonight, because this is our last game of the year.
It's a sad occasion. It's a fun one as well.
It is. I'll have to re-get Lockett's information at the beginning of the season, because we don't talk in the offseason at all.
Yeah, so you're not going to find me out there in the Gulf of Mexico.
You can find me there this weekend, Lockett. I can tell you.
I know you're going to be out there from now until next football season.
I hate we can't say we're not doing playoff games this year because the state won't let us broadcast them live, and I just hate that our season is ending here tonight, as we all do.
That's a prudent decision, because the games would be replayed at a time when everybody's watching these big November college football games.
Now a high pooch kick to the near side. Fair catch called for by the Pirates. Good awareness there as McGill trying to see if they can catch Fairhope dozing a bit, but Andre Doucette is awake and ready to go. Our UA Early College Game of the Week every week. Brought to you by University of Alabama Early College. And thanks to them for, again, being our presenting sponsor this year. We heard a lot about that program last year. Tara had a guest on to really explain it to us, and it was really a
eye-opener.
Yeah, it was spectacular. It was Anton Bell who was down there with Tara, and really enlightening. So now the Pirates try to get something going against this McGill-Toolen Yellow Jacket juggernaut. Mitchell on the keeper, and that ball came out right at the end. Looked like Mitchell a little indecisive whether he wanted to try to pitch it there late once contact was initiated.
Yeah, I think he made a good decision, though. He just kind of pressed the line of scrimmage there with that pitch, with that option play, and just took what the defense gave him there.
About 5 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Take it. This McGill-Toolen team won 24 straight regular season games, 25 straight region wins, and Fairhope's going to take a timeout here.
Well, the players were staring at the bench, feeling a little urgent, and then
the play clock was down inside 5.
The play clock got down, and then you felt the sense of angst here in the home stands too.
couple scores to quickly pass along here just up the road. Daphne leads Baldwin County 21-3. Baldwin County needs a win to get in the playoffs. Theodore needs a win to get in the playoffs. The Bobcats up 14-0 at the half.
Down in Foley.
Down at Foley.
On a Friday, a big shocker to me, though.
On a Friday, that's an all-day drive.
That's right. More of the great folks who bring you our UA Early College Game of the Week. And sincerely thank you again, the Sheriff's Offices of Mobile and Baldwin County. They've been with us a long time on Friday nights, as has the Drug Education Council. So thank you to those three fine organizations for always being here to support our broadcasts on Friday night. So Fairhope.
And also keeping us safe when they're not here during the games.
Exactly. And
over here in Huey Moss Mac country.
You might need him. A little lead foot locket on 98. Hey, here's what Fairhope's done.
Doing 98 on 98.
Here's what Fairhope's done on offense here tonight. Punt, missed field goal, interception, punt, punt. That's how you got no points.
Not a good scenario.
With 3 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Big plays. That's what they need.
7-6. Mitchell gives it off to Bell on the right side. He'll pick up 3 more. Third and short. Coming up, Jonathan Rogers there on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets. Ernest Hill talked about goals in the pregame show. He said our first goal is to go undefeated. And if we accomplish our first goal at the beginning of the season, we set these goals. We accomplish our first goal, we're going to get the second one, which is to win the region. And then we'll start talking about the playoffs. Mitchell rolling out, throws against his body. C.J. Edwards goes up in traffic as he goes up against Brady Sawyer. Sawyer Brady unable to pull it down, and Edwards with a reception. That's a long injury attorney's first down, and much needed for the Fairhope Pirates.
Brady made a great play, and then he looked down and saw that Edwards had made the catch, and he put his hands to his helmet like, did he catch that?
How did that happen?
Yeah.
Well, he zipped it out there, and then the receiver just kind of put his hands up like it was in his hands.
Mitchell looking for the home run ball into heavy traffic, and that one's knocked away. Gare went up.
Almost looked like he was going one-hander that one. Getting up high, playing above the rim.
It's gotten to be in fashion, hasn't it?
It has.
3 interceptions on the season. And a punt return for a touchdown tonight. And also, according to Coach Bill Griffith, AD at Fairhope on his Twitter feed.
McGill?
At McGill, he also thought it was Eric Gare on the touchdown pass and not C.J. Evans.
Well, I'm telling you, I think it's just both of those guys all in one.
Just one guy.
It's one guy.
Just one.
Batman and Robin.
Yes.
2nd and 10 again, empty backfield. Edwards will come in motion. They give it to him on the right side. Edwards cuts it back on the inside. He's got a big game going as he's inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Gain of 19, and another long injury attorney's first down for the Pirates.
Well, I think Coach Carr is now thinking as well, let me just get the football into my playmaker's hands. We hadn't seen that jet sweep action out of them all night. There's a new wrinkle for us right there. Hurry to the line and get another play going.
Mitchell pulls it down, and he's going to slide up. Wow, good thing he slid right underneath that big hit down. He may not have. There must have been contact there.
It was, but, you know, there again, just like the last Thursday night, he gets down at the last second. I mean, he's running really, really fast, and then he decides to slide. I mean, so he wants the protection, but.
Well, it's tough to slide when you don't slide feet first. He didn't slide feet first so much, I don't think.
He did.
No, he did. Actually, he did. My mistake.
He did, but, you know, look at this receiver. I mean, this defender. He didn't really launch, but mentally, it's hard to gear back down and say.
Personal foul, targeting on the defense. 15 yards from the end of the run.
It's hard to gear yourself down mentally and say, he's giving up.
Totally get it. I think more of it's where the contact took place.
Yeah, and it happened to take contact. You know, it took place up right around the head.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
I get Vic's point, too. But
you're saying up where his head was, but look, his head is now in a flash of a second in a different spot.
Well, I got
it's
you.
tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
But it may be the right call, but, you know, it's tough.
Yeah, no doubt.
Long 1st and goal here for the Pirates.
How about the Pirates getting off the mat? Long drive.
I agree. See if they can capitalize here and start to see some new familiar faces in there. So They haven't quite gone to the whole defensive heavy package yet. Yeah, indeed they do. And this is not going to go well.
Yeah, that's the backup quarterback in there because our starter's been hurt.
Yep, they bring Riley Leonard in at quarterback. And pressure comes and goes a 9-yard loss.
And you wonder how many snaps has that backup has gotten in some live action.
He's only a freshman.
Yeah,
wow.
He's not been in a lot.
Very talented kid.
Had a touchdown pass against Murphy.
I'm sure they had a special play designed just for him, but this McGill defense took him out of the play.
Yep, 2nd and goal from the 19. They give it off to Bell, and that's going nowhere. And so the McGill defense continues their ultra stinginess.
Definitely, Jim. Once you say they, especially the conversation we had with Coach Tim Carter before the game, they knew exactly what that play was going to be. To bring Leonard in at the 10-yard line, that was not an assortment of plays. That was going to be a play that he could execute, and he's executed in practice. But this McGill defense, all bets are off because they get to the quarterback so well.
And then, you know, McGill has so many of these volunteer coaches. I bet, you know, immediately when they saw that this backup guy was coming in, they pointed it out to the folks down there making the call and said, hey, let's run this blitz. Let's see how ready he is.
They got to him.
They got to him.
Our friends at Fusakli's Chicken Fingers, trays of 50, 100, 200, or the Lockett 300.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's it. I had about 7 of them before the game, the Buffalo style.
Wow.
I asked Brendan. I was one time, and I'm just throwing them back.
I don't believe it. Where's the replay, Jared?
Yeah, we can go down there. Best lemonade
Jared will have to replay that for me to believe you got to pass 3.
He likes the Buffalo ones, too. He was kind of looking at me like, all right, Cox, enough. Like, I've been working here since 10 in the morning.
Man?
Jared. He didn't like me. He likes the Buffalo ones as well. Order your trays for football, and most importantly, don't take the foo out of football. 3rd and goal from the 19. They'll make it officially now up to the 16 for the Pirates. Mitchell rolls to the right side, stutter step, still looking for someone to try to get open. Now he'll pull it down to jump up in the air and hit the 5.
And I think that was the best option for him and for this team, and that's exactly what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, that was a great play by Mitchell because he's running out of real estate over there on the far side. He's got a sideline to deal with. Now, he did get hit, and this is one thing that Tim Carter said he worries about down there is this kid taking hits.
And he got a lot closer to the goal line than I thought he was going to get initially when the play began to break down.
I'm with you.
But this is the right decision here. I'm sure Coach Carter is thinking, hey, let's get this goose egg off the scoreboard, get a little bit of momentum going into the half, even though it's 3 points.
You're going to have to hurry. Play clock down to 3. Deeds, they botch the snap. Deeds picks it up, and now it's picked up by the Yellow Jackets. Comes in the air, and Eric Guerrer is there. Guerrer, another special teams touchdown. And there's a flag at the 40.
Wow.
You can almost guess what those flags are, Jim.
2 flags now at the 40. They were so rushed to get that snap off. It was down to 3 seconds. They got the snap off, and
Vic really summarized it early on. This may not have been on TV when Vic said, look, you got one team that's there in a program and one team that's trying to get there. And as the game's gone on, it's become
very apparent.
More and more apparent.
Very apparent.
Touchdown will stand.
Well, touchdown stands. That tells me that anything that they've got here, obviously,
there was not going to be a block in the back because there was nowhere around anybody to block.
Nobody to block, and so.
Well, I tell you now, even though you would say that, sometimes
it can happen.
Yeah, it can happen. Kids will just forget, and they're just trying to hustle, and they'll do it.
The result of the play is a touchdown. During the play, we have a block in the back.
There it is.
On the offense.
Talking about.
We have another block in the back on the offense. Those penalties will be enforced on the kickoff.
When he says offense, he's talking about the team that was trying to kick the ball for
which
the
was Fairhope.
And
what happens, Jim? You know, kids are just hustling and trying to do something, and it's not even necessary, but they'll think, I better do something because I don't want to get ripped on the film for standing around and not hustling.
Yep.
Wow.
But if you're hitting a kid in the back, you know that there's a lace of frustration in there too, Vic. Because those penalties, again, were against the team that had to get him run back on there.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the replay. Just didn't look like it was a bad snap.
No, it wasn't at all, I thought.
And Deeds tried to pick it up, and it just went right into the hands of Eric Gare. It's funny how those guys are just always around the football that make the big plays.
The last guy.
Are you sure that was Gare? Was it C.J. Evans or
Gare? Gare.
I'm telling you, those two guys are probably one.
Evans doesn't play on defense, and he doesn't return punts, so I know that. But that just, interception early when you're driving down in the red zone. You don't come away with points against a great McGill team. The margin of error when you're playing a great football team is just so slim. It doesn't matter
razor thin,
who you are. It doesn't matter if you're a great football team playing a great team, still slim. But when you're maybe a little bit of the underdog, very tight.
And I would say this too, a great player.
Oh,
I mean, Gare, when we watched him, he's a really great high school football player.
I'm still trying to think there's two of those guys.
3 TDs.
It is unbelievable.
If he caught the pass, it's 3 TDs tonight. If not, he's just got 2 on special teams, a punt and then a mishandled snap. And now
he's an excellent high school football player. McGill's an excellent team, but what he brings is really special.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that makes coaches look great coaches.
And a team looked like a great team.
Correct, yes. But, Jim, I think, is hitting right on the point. You're playing a team that's used to being here, and you just can't help them out at all. And that's what's happened.
Mahler pooches this one up to the near side as he was kicking off from the 45 and up to the 22, and there's 8 seconds left.
And I know Coach Carter was thinking, just like I was saying, hey, we're going to get some points on the board. We're going to have a little bit of something, the foundation to build on. Going into the half, all gone away.
Yeah, I want to see if Mahler could have hit that one all the way to Mullet Point. Like, he could have kicked that one all the way down 98 here. So, UA Early College Game of the Week. More of our friends are bringing the games. Foosackleys, we just talked about all the chicken fingers that Lockett eats on Saturday that I ate pregame. Our friends Long and Injury Attorneys. Do you know where your attorneys live? Long and Long, 2 brothers live right here. Mobile, go to school. Their kids go to school with your kids. They go to church with you. They're local in Mobile, and they're proud to be part of high school football here on UTV 44.
Glad to have them.
Mitchell, big pressure and written down by Sawyer Brady, who has had a great first half on defense. And so you talked about Fairhope winning the third quarter. Dan Brennan, we're going to be doing a big way here tonight as they are down 28-0 at the half. And Tara momentarily will have Ernest Hill, the head coach.
100-1, he's not satisfied.
Oh, but he is glad to be talking to Tara, because that means you're in the lead at the half. And let's go down to Tara and Coach Hill.
Coach, statistically, the team that wins the turnover battle and wins on special teams wins the game. Now, you've had 1 interception, and you just scored your 2nd touchdown on special teams. For you, what has impressed you most about your team's performance thus far?
Well, this is what these guys do every day. And we talk about special teams and who's going to win a special team game, and we strive on special teams. And we're good on special teams. We got a better chance of winning the football game. And I'm just proud of these guys. They're fighting. We got a couple of breaks, but that's football. And we worked on blocking the kick on our extra point. They fumbled it. Eric scooped it up. You can't ask them anything more.
Absolutely. And then Fairhope had a string of penalties late in the second quarter. How do you continue to apply pressure to the Pirates in the second half?
Well, we're just going to continue to play McGill football. And we do that, we'll be okay.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach Hill, for taking time to talk with Tara there at the half.
Almost cracked a grin.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I was shocked by it as well.
Yeah, it was a little more of a smirk with a grin. I'd say maybe more of a smirk there. So at the end of tonight's game, we will give you a player of the game to vote for from Alabama Orthopedic Clinic. This McGill team, they're deep. Khalil Nettles, running back last week, came in. Impressive performance against Theodore. And like we said, this McGill team has a lot of weapons. Khalil Nettles, just another one of them.
Oh, yeah. Nettles, backup running back, looked really sharp.
5.5 yards a carry this season. Block punt there as well, and We've seen McGill great special teams. We've seen that. However long we've been doing high school football on UTV 44.
Special teams being special.
That's it. So at the end of tonight's game, we'll give you a chance to vote on 2 other players besides Eric Guerra as the player of the game here. Player of the week. We'll come back. Halftime show brought to you by Mobile Bay Harley Davidson.
Jim, I think you're hacking the vote.
That's it. Looks like McGill is in their Harley Davidson colored uniforms, the band. We'll find out next here on UTV 44.
Come out to the Daphne City Hall on Sunday night.
Mobile Bay Harley Davidson halftime show here. McGill leads by a score of 28-0. Let's go down and listen to the McGill band here at the half in Fairhope. Halftime show on the football scoreboard here. 28-0 McGill leads. Well, let's get on and enjoy Fairhope's band, known as the Pride of the Eastern Shore. this was scoreless at the end of one. McGill, 4 touchdowns in that second half. A touchdown pass, punt return. Also get a touchdown pass to McLaughlin, and then the botched field goal. All right, if you're Tim Carter, what are you telling your team at the half, Vic Lockett
well,
from
you're
Fairhope?
saying to them, you know, it's still, there's a time left in the football game. It's not out of reach. You still can make some plays, so let's build on what we did in the first half, make some corrections, and come out and play hard and respectable.
McGill's playing so well, almost got a grin out of Ernest Hill as he was talking to Tara before they got to the locker room.
Yeah, McGill just keeps rolling on, and opening kickoff goes into the end zone. And take a look here what happened in the first half. This was the interception. This is one that really kind of hurt early on for Fairhope as they were driving down in the red zone, an interception, and then Gare with a touchdown reception here. This first tonight we'll hear more from him. Turner McLaughlin on a touchdown pass there from Lehman. And then after a mishandled snap on a field goal attempt at the end of half, Gare takes it 91 yards. Look at the total yards in that first half. Pretty even, and now a little razzle-dazzle as they pitch this one back to Hill. And he gets a couple, but 2 turnovers for Fairhope there. That hurts. And there you see that second quarter. Just kind of everything went all McGill, and they continue to roll on here. And let's go down on the sideline, and we can check in with Tara. She'll find out. She can tell us what she found out as she caught up with Coach Carter as he was coming off the field to get ready here to start the third quarter. Tara.
Jim, Coach Carter told me before the game that he knew tonight's matchup was going to be tough, but they've made it tougher on themselves by allowing too many big plays for McGill. So here in the second half, they really have to gain their composure back, chip away at that lead in the third quarter, then see what happens in the fourth, guys.
Yeah, gotta keep a positive outlook here, and you know, just so you can't overstate the importance of big game history, Vic Lockett. Being in a big game.
Yeah, McGill's been in it before, and, you know, like you said, his team's coming along.
Interception right here. Will this help turn things around for Fairhope as it comes to the near side? Howell with the pick. Howell down inside the 5, and he's to the 2-yard line. Howell comes up with his 3rd interception of the year.
And you can see how Howell was trying to get that to the end zone with determination. In his mind, if I don't score here, we may not score all night. So this could be the play that sparks him. He just kind of throws it up and behind the receiver.
Yeah, it was trying to go to Bo Hightower. And if you're McGill, exactly what you didn't want to do, give your opponent a little life here. But now we might even see Howell get a chance to score that touchdown.
Yeah,
Here's they might bring in their big offensive package, and they will.
Right. It may be Howell that ends up getting this in, or the other big safety.
We'll go Howell out of the Wildcat. Howell's going to keep it. He said, I got the touchdown and the interception on this drive.
Sudden change right there real quick. Fairhope couldn't ask for anything better.
44 seconds into the second half, and Brett Howell, that young man, was a guest on our pregame show before the Daphne game.
And they even stunned the pirate ship because we didn't hear the boom for the touchdown.
Oh, I wasn't ready for it either. I'm glad.
I think it's coming.
Might be after the extra point.
Okay.
Maybe.
So they don't scare the kicker.
I got you.
I'd say so. The Pirates deserve one here, but the band at halftime, they deserved a cannon blast. There it is.
Stuns the crowd as well. So there it is, delayed boom from the cannon.
Even the Fairhope fans who are supposed to know it's coming.
Yes.
I mean, we didn't want to say that the cannon fire guys were hung up at the concession stand at halftime and didn't get back there in time, but they were there. And so, okay, so now we say, okay, so we talked about the importance of a big game and how Fairhope makes the big play. But if you're McGill over there, McGill's not going to get rattled. They've been not going to get rattled. They're going to be business as usual here.
Yeah, the big game history means something when you've got the lead and things are going well. It also means something when things are not going well.
Yep.
Boy, but Vic summed it up. Things could not have started in the second half any better.
No, not at all.
And Cole Deeds will send this one into the end zone, and Brian Hill catches it there. We'll start at the 20, and let's go to Tara. She's not, well, she's down on the sidelines, but she feels like she's in water right now because she's close to a pirate ship over there.
Yeah, and I'm extremely smoky after that cannon blast. Now, this cannon tradition at Fairhope started in the early 2000s, but it was with a small pop cannon. But then in 2009, a guy by the name of Charlie Langham decided he wanted to be a big impact every time that Fairhope scored. So he asked one of the boosters at Fairhope for a cannon. They supplied it with him. They've been shooting the cannon off since 2009, built this great ship in 2010. Of course, opposing teams hate it, but Fairhope fan base and the players, they love it. So it's going to continue. Jim?
Yeah, it's just become one of the great traditions down here on the Gulf Coast. And
it doesn't get anything, more unique in-game experience than the Fairhope cannon.
Now, how about the neighbors that live around the stadium? You just don't plan anything when they have a football game, right?
Let's not poll them, because there is a neighborhood around here.
It is.
Hill to the 40.
Right now, here's one thing Fairhope's got to do too, guys. They got to clean up the extra action. They were frustrated there in the second period, and they let that take them right into personal fouls. And they don't have any room for that right now.
Absolutely not. Not even any week.
2nd and 5. Khalil Nettles on the far side. He'll be stopped short of the first down. Howell in there. Also, Baumhauer on the tackle.
How many times have we called that young man's name there?
Yeah. He's middle linebacker. He's leading tackler on the team.
I bet his dad says, you don't make 10 tackles a night, you don't get any wings.
3rd and 5.
That'll make me get 12 every night for sure.
Nettles in the backfield. Hightower in the slot. They'll split McLaughlin out to the bottom of the screen and work him to the top. Boy, Baumhauer was coming on that one on 3rd and 5.
28 tackles
for loss
behind the line of scrimmage this year. That is
dead ball, false start. Offense.
That's phenomenal.
5-yard penalty.
It really is.
It's really phenomenal.
They'll be in
and you got David,
9 games, 10 games.
David Moorhead, the defensive end, he's got 19 tackles for a loss coming into the year.
So would you call them an attacking defense, Vic Lockett?
Yes.
Penalty makes it 3rd and 10 on the false start.
Now they just got to be sound, get the ball back, see what happens.
Look at an air side, and McLaughlin's got it.
Wow.
And
that ball traveled a long way. It was slow and
kind of
high
hung
in
up
the
there.
air, but their receiver comes down with it, and that's all that counts.
There's the guy that Vic Lockett said can't run a lick, and he's
I didn't say a lick now.
He's 5 yards in the open. He does something right.
Yeah, no, don't want to take anything away from any player on this McGill team.
Vanya Kai, our photographer down there on the sidelines, giving you that great spin of the football coming. Looks like he's going to be just a little short of the first down. They're going to bring the chains out to measure. I think Ernest Hill bring up an interesting, I think, looks like it's got the offense out there just in case they're a little short, but you're right, that ball just kind of hung up in the air a little bit.
Well, I'll say this. It's amazing how many kids we see. That wasn't the best throw by Lehman, but that play is they called the play.
Yeah, right.
They had faith that he could make that throw.
Sure.
It's just amazing how many young men we see at quarterback, Dick, week in, week out, that can make tremendous throws. They're coached up from the time they're peewee.
Absolutely. I mean, they're not going to play, a lot of them are not going to play on the next level, but they're adequate enough to move these chains for these football teams on the high school level, and these coaches love it.
Fourth and that much. Vic Lockett and McGill keeps the offense out there.
I can tell you, Lehman's going to play somewhere on the next level. He's not going to be done after 12th grade now.
Yeah,
exactly what level, I don't know, but he's going to play college football.
Get to watch him next year too, which will be fun.
Hey, he's going to be really good next year.
Brian Hill.
I think our ref still got his mic. Open.
I love when that happens. At any level. Brian Hill in the backfield.
But you hate it when it happens to us, right?
No, I don't mind. I like to hear what
we say.
No, that's not good.
We get a good fishing report from you every commercial.
All right, so I think Tim Carter. Is he going to take the timeout? Oh, they need to reset the play clock's at 25.
It's over the line. It was here.
Coach Carter.
You can hear.
He's upset about it.
He's upset about the spot.
He thinks they've got it spotted already for the first down.
We're going to give him the first anyway.
Yeah, he thinks that they've spotted it for a first down.
Well, I promise you, every time that center grabs the ball, he does nudge it at least an inch or two forward.
And now Lehman's going to come in. It looked like he was going to go with the quarterback sneak. Instead, comes back to the shotgun.
10 seconds on the play.
I wonder if Ernest Hill's just going to punt it.
Yeah, take the delay.
Ernest Hill says, remeasure it where it is now, and we'll have the first down.
Can we remeasure?
Now, if he punts the ball, Jim, I see no purpose in burning the time out.
I'm agreeing with you there,
and this happens not only with this team, but I see other teams make this thing.
Yeah, I
makes
think,
this call.
Yeah, I think you're right. I said just take the 5 yard and save the timeouts worth more than 5 yards.
Exactly, if you're going to punt it. But, McGill, very, very capable football team. They may come out there and say, hey, we're going forward 4th and 4.
I'm going to take legal action against you, Vic, because you're getting in the way of this commercial. Thyre Cadell Law Offices, a sponsor of our Game of the Week, personal injury, car accidents, and slip and fall accidents, social security concerns, workers' comp, including shipyard injuries. They can do it all. Thyre Cadell Law Offices with our UTV 44 Game of the Week.
Here we'll see on 4th down after the timeout. Jack Martin. Punter Theodore. 21 over Foley. In Foley with the playoffs on the line for the Bobcats.
Wow.
And
McGill coming back out with offense.
After the timeout, they come out and Lehman's going to get.
They're going to try to draw him off sides, I think.
There's a lot going on in this 4th and 1. Lehman runs it on the far side. He's hit, driven back. And Tim Carter in the Fairhope sideline said they didn't get it.
Wow, I tell you what, there's a momentum shift.
Big time. That play gave Fairhope exactly what they're looking for. That's more hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've got it now inside McGill territory.
I like how you put that Fairhope, more hope.
Well, that was the intention.
Quincy Jackson, one of the first ones in there.
He's making some music happen.
Yeah, who else is in there? Because you got Howell in there again, the safety coming to help finish it off. And now Fairhope with great field position at the 41.
Just run your offense now.
Bell nowhere to go in the backfield. Has great penetration coming in there. Jaconi Lewis with the stop.
Lewis getting a lot of love from his teammate up front, Darius Cox.
Cox going to be another fun one to watch next year. He's a junior, 6'5", 300. He's going to be a highly sought-after recruit.
Probably going to be fun to watch in the cafeteria. Keep that 300 on.
Mitchell fires over the middle. He's able to get it by C.J. Edwards. Pirate touchdown, 42 yards.
Wow, 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 wow. And he ran that post, and he just stuck it in there, and all he had to do was catch the football and head upfield.
Well, so far they're winning the 3rd quarter, Dan Brennan.
Beautiful execution. And he said, hey, we just need to chip away at this lead in the 3rd quarter, and they'll see what happens in the 4th. And that's the way you chip away at it, by getting it in chunks, Dan.
Big plays, and Edwards makes one right there.
Jim, get out of my arms. That was a cannon.
I'm telling you, I'm glad you're a big guy can handle me, Lockett. I wasn't expecting. I was looking away. C.J. Edwards with his 11th touchdown reception of the season, his first tonight. And just like that, the Pirates have taken half the McGill lead. It's Dan Brennan and Vic Lockett. Tara Reeves on the sideline. Daniel Hicks, our statistician. Jared Kihas in the truck. And we've got a Fairhope fan base in front of us that's a little more engaged than they were coming out of halftime.
Well, you got to give them something to be engaged about, huh, Dano?
They're giving it to him. And again, just like in the first half for McGill, it wasn't long, sustained drives. It was big plays somehow.
Got the interception, take it down to the 1. Then you get the 4th and less than a yard stuff to get the ball back in great field position.
And a play-action pass after a play that went backwards for a yard. McGill thinking run, and you got a weapon in Edwards, and he goes yard with it. Big plays.
And now Cole Deeds kicks this one nearly through the end zone. So, all right, we asked our trivia question in the first half. McGill's won the last 2 7A Region 1 championships. There's only been 3 since we've been playing. This will be the 4th one since they added the 7A classification. So who's the only other team to win a 7A Region 1 championship besides McGill?
So it has to be other than McGill, so I give up. And I will guess Auburn.
No,
down here.
We're talking about in this region.
In this region.
The teams you know. And I'm leaning one way, and then I'm feeling like I might be wrong. So
give me a guess.
Fairhope.
Well, there you go, Vic Lockett.
I cheated.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Lockett looks at the screen. We're watching the play, and Lockett looks at the screen.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at the cannon. That's not going to give me again.
That team went, Fairhope 2014. Team went 11-1 and won the region championship. Since then, it's been all McGill in the region, winning the last 2, trying to make it 3 in a row. With a win here tonight, they would do it. But Fairhope trying to even up the region championship tally scorecard at 2 apiece. And
that team had Nate Andrews.
Yes.
He was the do-everything player on that team.
You're right.
Ended up at Florida State and played right away there.
Yeah, he's still playing there if he's not injured at this point.
He was pretty dominant at this level, as I remember.
3rd and 7. Powell, the linebacker, is showing blitz. Now drops into coverage. Lehman scrambling. He's going to be hit and dropped at the 20.
No doubt, you can feel the shift.
Now, I think we have a flag here at the end of this. Let's see. Hold on. We had.
Yep. Hold the phone.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense.
Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Yeah, I didn't see anything but some exuberance for making a good play.
After the play, a sack, which would have got the ball back in Fairhope's hands. Let's take a.
All right, let's see what it was.
Oh, no, you can't do that. Can't do that, 90. Bending over, letting him know how good the play was.
So McGill.
Good call.
Fresh set of downs, and that one broken up. Is good job by Peter Forkman there to get his hands up on Sheldon Lehman.
You know, I mentioned that that's the one thing they've got to do is you got to clean that up. They just got to
cost you ball games.
Yeah, cost them here. I mean, they're about to get the ball back.
Yeah, sometimes penalties just happen to make an aggressive play. Those dead ball fouls, those are the ones that coaches.
Completely unnecessary.
Right. All right, so here's Sheldon Lehman and the Yellow Jackets.
On skates right now.
Gives it off to Nettles. Nettles going to be hit and driven back.
Nettles on the carry.
Good job by Fairhope responding to the whistle there.
Absolutely, and I'm telling you, they're playing some defense that's been advertised now.
Yeah, Howell and Ford there defensively. McGill has won 25 straight in the region. Last loss, the region game 2014 to Murphy back in October 17th. McGill's won 3 of the last 4 against Fairhope. Sheldon Lehman. Going to be a holding call there.
Yeah.
Lehman trying to scramble free, and he's going to be stopped at the 30, and Fairhope's going to decline the penalty and get the ball. That was not so much a hold. It was more of like we talked about a takedown in wrestling earlier here.
Yeah, that's WWE there. Hey, he was whooped.
Wow.
And he saved his quarterback from really getting their ear hole. Only positive I can pull from that.
Ramon Bradley back to return this punt.
Baumhauer with a violent tackle at the end of that play, too. Pirates are fired up, as is this crowd.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've given them something to be cheered and fired up about, and it has just permeated these stands up here.
Jack Martin on the punt. Fairhope takes a timeout.
I think they had too many men on the field, and he didn't want to get a penalty. The kid ran off really late.
Okay, that was. Again, a timeout that you'd rather not have to use.
Yeah, timeouts are very, very valuable, especially if this game turns out to be close.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially when you're down trying to get back in it.
So here we look how Fairhope has gotten here. We talked about that loss to open the season against St. Paul's.
They really were not on our preseason radar, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I think, well, coming off a 2-8 season, you don't expect a turnaround to be 8-1 heading into week 10 of your schedule, but you can see what they've done there. The big one was the win at Daphne, 20-17.
We were there.
Went on the road, got a big win the week before at Theodore when they got a win without scoring an offensive touchdown, but then got that win at Daphne. Daphne's only blemish this year, and then you can see they've been rolling here as of late. That win over Davidson, 31-17, 7A region game, and you're like, okay, here we go, Pirates.
Daphne, I believe, also lost to Spanish Fort, though.
Oh, you're right. You're correct. Another game we had here on UTV 44. Bradley with a catch up to the 50 and across.
On the punt return, crosses midfield inside of Yellow Jacket territory at about the 40.
They're starting to even get good play out of their special teams.
This is a really fun high school football game to be a part of.
First down from the 47-yard line for the Pirates.
Now, if they can get any points out of this drive here, I tell you what, they're really going to be excited.
Start at the 47. Devin Mitchell looks to set up the screen on the backfield, gets it to Bell, who dropped it. That'll give us a chance to go down on the sidelines. Tara's got another educator spotlight, and this time it's on the Fairhope side.
That's right, Jim. I'm with Fairhope principal John Cardwell. And John, what a turn of events for this Pirates team here in the second half. And on a very special night, of course, tonight is senior night.
Yes, it's very exciting. These kids never give up, and they are scrappy, and we've got a fantastic group of seniors, and you see they never give up.
And then I understand that you have some scholastic athletes as well.
Yeah, we've got fantastic students. I've got 2 National Merit semifinalists this year, and all of our students are in advanced placement classes and just doing a jam-up job.
And then lastly, we have a great arts program here at Fairhope as well.
Yes, our chorus department, our band has won multiple awards and competitions. I could talk all night if you needed me to, but I know y'all can't. But yeah, they're just a great group of kids.
Thank you so much, John.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, Tara. Thanks, John. And that one a little dangerous, trying to get it to Edwards back there.
Yeah, Carter's thinking, hey, let's get it to our playmakers here as well.
And I don't know, was Guerra again who caught back up to it? And that not only got back in the zip code, turned on the ball and almost made the interception. That's an exceptional high school football player.
3rd and 10. Pressure, Mitchell pulls it down, and he's not going to be able to get away. Great work there by Christopher Heights on the Yellow Jacket defense. I think that was designed quarterback draw the whole way. And Heights comes up with a stop.
Tell you what, there was some green grass out there.
Yep. Cole Deeds, the punter. A really good punter, and he's going to try to flip the field here again and pin McGill-Toolen back deep, and you're always nervous when you're punting it to Eric Guerra back there. Guerra stands at the 10. Deeds with a high punt. Guerra calls for the fair catch. And good job downing it inside the 20. Good punt by Dees there, net of 28. Actually, it'll be the market at the 19-yard line. And of 39 on the punt. And we'll take a timeout here with 5 minutes to go in the third. 28-14. McGill was up 28-0. Fairhope's got 2 touchdowns here in the third to cut into their lead. And McGill has the ball when we come back. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, Vic Lockett, Daniel Hicks, our statistician, Jared Kihas in the truck, Tara Reeves in the sideline, our entire UTV 44 crew here, third quarter. Region 7A Region 1 championship on the line here tonight. Winner gets it. Right now, McGill's got a 2-touchdown lead as Hill slips forward.
Best case scenario for McGill, this is obvious chat here, but get this ground game going because Fairhope's done a pretty good job, especially here in the third period, of nullifying the ground game.
Give it back to Hill, and he's met by Pitt. Aspen Pitt right there at the hole. Third down coming up.
Well, Coach Hill heard your call there, and he is trying to feed his backs, but Fairhope is up to the task on that particular play for sure.
A lot better at the point of attack here in the third period.
Workman comes in. Brandon Burke split out to the top of the screen as well. Single back is Hill. Play clock inside 10 on 3rd and 5. And Lehman ready for the snap. Gets it at 3, gives it to Hill. Hill grabbed by a jersey, and he's brought down back at the 20. Another 3 and out.
Yeah, Hill's playing the percentages now, saying, hey, you know, we can run the ball, eat some clock, and maybe our guy will bust one, but we're not going to put it in peril again by putting it in the air on this particular drive.
It's a great job by Quincy Jackson to get enough of a hold to slow down Hill.
And he's got a lot of confidence in this McGill defense as well. So even if they do get the football back, he's confident enough to say, hey, my group will stop them.
And they do a good job also burning that play clock down.
Martin with an end-over-end kick. Good kick. Bounces to the 34-yard line. So McGill throws an interception on their first possession of the second half. Then a turnover on downs. Punt. Kind of sounds like what Fairhope had going offensively in the first half. Our UA Early College Game of the Week is also brought to you by Greer's since 1916. Alabama Orthopedic Clinic. We're bringing our player of the game each week. And from the 34, Mitchell, he's got Edwards in the backfield. He'll take the pitch on the right side, and C.J. Edwards trying to get to the edge, and he'll get to the 40. You know, C.J. Edwards, we talked about 11 touchdown receptions on the year. He's 5'9", 180 pounds. You know, not a huge kid, but boy, what an electrifying playmaker out there.
And you want to maximize that talent while you have it. I mean, if you've got players that can make plays, small players, big players, and you want to use them.
And you can be, quote-unquote, short, but not small, right, Vic Lockett?
Yeah.
5'9", 180. You're a solid,
stocky guy.
Solid
well
specimen.
Put together.
He does some really eye-opening things with the ball in his hand, Jim.
Bradley, his first touchdown in the round. He turns the corner around midfield, and Ramon Bradley is all the way down to the 33, make it 34-yard line. A long injury attorney's first down.
Well, I tell you what, you know, Coach Hill has confidence in his defense, but right now he's losing a little bit. That was a great job by that wide receiver there to suck him in, then bounce it outside. What I like about it is he went up the field with that jet sweep. You know, he doesn't just string it all out along the
just a freshman,
east and west.
Just a freshman.
Wow. So it tells you what's to come.
At the 34. Mitchell. Lots of time. Floats one to the near sideline. Nearly picked off. And now there's going to be a flag. That might be offensive pass interference, maybe.
Maybe lineman downfield.
Yep, downfield.
I saw a scrum of linebackers,
Eligible receiver downfield,
defensive backs
on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And a guy that just didn't fit the pile. You know,
one of them didn't look like the others.
Yeah, he was the offensive lineman who looked like an offensive lineman about 10 yards downfield.
For the Pirates.
1st and 15 is that ball was kind of floated to the near sideline
dangerously.
Yes. Mitchell. Pressure coming from the backside, and he's going to be hit all the way back in the 50 and dropped by Ruggs at the 48-yard line. Initial pressure came from Heights. And
now, when Devin saw Heights, he was certain he was going to lose that one, but he doesn't know this McGill defense. They don't usually roll alone, do they, Dan?
No, and Heights has been a pain in the neck for this team all day, and even there, he slows them up enough where it's just a matter of cleaning it up.
And that's always how McGill plays. They do not roll alone. They usually bring a group with them.
That is so true.
Yeah.
2nd and 27. Mitchell is looking. Now he flips it on the far side into traffic and incomplete. It was almost like trying to make sure he got it all there on 2nd and 27.
Well, good job by Devin, I think, just to keep his eyes downfield, keep the play alive. Didn't really give up much of the field and just kind of stayed in the middle until he finally found somebody, and then he took himself where he wanted to launch the football.
Yep, he's trying to get to Jackson Turner.
Heights in the middle of the field there defensively for McGill, spying on the quarterback, trying to make sure he doesn't make a broken play into a big one.
Yeah, we haven't seen Mitchell be able to pull it down and get those
huge
big
ones.
plays tonight. 3rd and 27. Mitchell steps up, pressure coming from the backside. Now he's going to have to pull it down up to the 40. And he's up to the 39-yard line, not even back to the original line of scrimmage.
I thought I was hearing a whistle. I thought I was hearing a whistle as that play was beginning. I guess I was the only one, or it was a band whistle. Or
this time I didn't hear it. Because there has been many nights I've heard some whistles and I thought play's dead for whatever reason.
Sometimes that's women whistling at you.
No, easy now. But I tell you what, this
you can't help that.
This has been weird.
Big Lockett.
Easy.
4th and 13, and Deeds will punt. Trying to get it to the corner.
Ooh, wow.
And looks like he did it the 2.
Perfect. Isn't that something?
Cole Deeds, well, it was actually at the 3.5, so great kick.
You know, Vic usually keeps a pretty close eye on everything, usually just defense, but sometimes more than that. These punters, both of these punters,
spectacular,
can do things not just kicking it long, but kicking it where they want to kick it.
Yeah, placing the football and making them have to come out from below their 5-yard line is just what Coach Carter and them need. Now,
you're right.
They've got to play and execute right here.
Yep.
See if they can stuff them like they've been doing.
But
if I know Coach Hill and this McGill crew, they're going to probably try to get it in the air a little bit here.
They'll put it at the 4.
Nice shift by the defense. Cover the deep stuff.
Plenty of time on the clock. Down to 5 seconds. Lehman gets the snap, gives it off to Hill. Nothing doing there. Again, that's Aspen Pitt there in the middle of it. That'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So Fairhope, the only points in the 3rd quarter. They've cut into the McGill lead, 28-14, but the 2-time defending region champions will take the lead into the 4th. McGill and Fairhope playing for the region crown tonight here on UTV 44. Start the 4th here in Fairhope. Pirates at home trail McGill 14. Yellow Jackets 2nd and 11 from their own 3. Lehman on the keeper on the right side, and Lehman is going to be out across the 10.
That gives them a little bit of room to work with.
Yeah, third and manageable, third and short coming up here, actually.
Wes Baumhauer makes the stop.
A big play.
Yeah.
14 yards.
As we said, Lehman, really good-looking athlete, and it is going to be enough for a long injury attorney's first down as he stretched out there right at the end. Boy,
pick up there.
Yeah, big pickup by the junior quarterback.
Long has really coached you up. You're not missing any of that.
Hill. Nothing inside.
C.J. Evans on the carry.
Was it a scathing email, Jim?
More of a text. Actually, they bring Evans in to give Hill a breather, and he has the carry there.
Even at this time, 11 minutes to go in the game, do you begin to slow down how anxious you are to get the playoff with
if you're
consideration
McGill, for sure.
to the play clock?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No gain on first down for the Yellow Jackets. Lehman gives it off to Khalil Nettles with a pickup of about 4.
I mean, you said it earlier, you know, they're just going to try to run the ball a little bit, eat a little bit of clock, because nothing says that none of their guys running the ball won't pop one as well.
3rd and 6 for the Yellow Jackets.
You know, in the past, we've seen that little trap inside pop some big ones.
They give it off to Nettles, and Nettles nearly did it that time, but he got to the 25. That'll be good for a long injury.
There it is right
down.
there.
Yep.
Baumhauer again makes the tackle.
Nettles lost his shoe.
For the Yellow Jackets.
Vic Lockett is impersonating the great Kreskin. Seeing into the future.
Yeah, they get that 1-foot split there, as you can see from the end zone.
1st and 10. Lehman rolls out, dumps it off to Nettles. Lots of room to the near side, and Khalil Nettles tripped up, but all the way up to the 35. We'll see where they spot him. It's going to be good for a long injury attorney's first down.
Now, all this looking over here to the right, is that just window dressing that all along the play was to come back to this side?
I think it was drawn up the whole. I think that's exactly how they drew it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great execution by this team.
He was so sure of his what appeared to be his 3rd option. You're right, Vic. That may have been his 1st option the whole way.
Correct.
He sold it well.
He did. They all did.
Sheldon with a thespian class at McGill-Toolen, acting.
They had a couple of guys running down the sideline, taking 2 defenders away in case they get a big break there.
Nettles on the keeper on the right side, and make it Sheldon Lehman on the keeper. And
you wanted him to go more outside on that one?
No, I just was alerting Jim that Lehman still had the ball, but I'll tell you what, not in a hurry right here. You got an offensive line that, you know, has played pretty well tonight. They haven't knocked their blocks off, but Fairhope's a good defense.
Pick up a 3. Nettles on the inside, and he's got more. Going to be up near midfield, maybe just a hair short.
Coach Hill will take this all night long till the last blow of the cannon, I'll say, to end the game.
I'm with you.
If we can just run the ball and pick up first downs, let's keep it going, boys.
Drive started at the 4, 3rd and 1 here. And Baumhauer,
a little bit anxious there.
He's a lot anxious as he's...
Well, I didn't want to go overboard there. You know, I like to get a couple of extra wings when I go by the restaurant.
Dead ball, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty.
Window by the seat at Dolphins.
So
yeah, I remember Bob Baumhauer moved to this market, and he's been a blessing in many different ways. And now he's even got his kids participating and being, you know, good student athletes here. And we're starting to see his legacy go on the football field, not only just as a good business partner.
One bounces. Jim, Bob Baumhauer, I don't know if you remember or not, but he visited our studios, 95 KSJ with Shelby and I, after the devastating tornado in North Alabama, including Tuscaloosa. And, man, he dedicated a lot of food and
manpower.
Just a great corporate community guy to have in our community and our market.
Up there for weeks.
Up the far side, stepping out of bounds.
C.J. Evans on the pass reception from Lehman. Steps out of bounds. About the 36-yard line.
But that's going to be good for a long injury attorney's first down. That was C.J. Evans with a reception. Evans has the full jersey. Eric Garrimore the half shirt.
How about different numbers?
So a timeout taken here by Fairhope. This drive started at the 4.
Now, how many timeouts Fairhope has left?
That'll be one left.
Yeah, I thought so, because they have.
They just took that one because they took one. Yep.
They've taken some timeouts I don't necessarily agree with, but that's why I'm up here being a motor mouth.
So here's how McGill-Toolen got here. They had a close game first 2 weeks of the season, first 3 weeks actually, and went over Spanish Fort, and they beat Davidson, beat Murphy, and then it was open, and then they really started to kind of take off. Foley, the one we saw against Blunt, and then Bryant, Mary G, Baker, and Theodore, and now here tonight. And look at that right side of the column. I mean, 20 is the most they've given up. That was one time. And they've only given up 14 or more twice all season. And lots of small, skinny numbers on the right-hand side.
And they really love the one that's in the middle. That's all W's.
That's right. Or the one on the left, I guess.
Middle left.
Oh, I got you. First and 10 from the 36. Lehman looking. Now dumps it over the middle. Khalil Nettles with the reception. Nettles inside the 30 at about the 28-yard line. Boy, Lehman, we've talked about it. We've done 3 McGill games, you know, just his poise. You really like his poise in the pocket.
You know, and lots of times you got to figure poise comes from the fact that you're a confident enough athlete that you can handle what's coming at you, and he doesn't blow you away like a speedster, but he's
how many teams would take him as their quarterback?
Yeah, he's not a statue.
And how about this? On my depth chart, Khalil Nettles is 3rd running back.
Yep.
And he's just been significant tonight. Terrific player.
And they may not have gotten that one off. Or let's see if McGill took a timeout. Let's see if I think they took a timeout right before the play clock expired, and so each team now down to 1 timeout.
Timeout, McGill. That's their second timeout.
Well, you know, it's funny. You do a little homework. You talk to the coaches. You come into the stadium. You know, big atmosphere here. A lot of things on the line. But you really never know. You know, you don't really know exactly what's going to happen. McGill gets 28 in that first half in a wide variety of ways.
And these kids not even 18. Think about that. You're talking about 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds, maybe a couple of 18-year-olds. So
you never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
More of our great friends to bring us our UA Early College Game of the Week here on UTV 44, Coastal Alabama Community College. Our Educators Spotlight each week. Also Mobile Bay, Harley-Davidson bringing you the great halftime show. I know there's lots of folks that watch the game and just won't miss the bands at halftime. Love to see the bands at the half.
A couple of award-winning bands we saw tonight.
Yep. Yellow Jackets again to Khalil Nettles, and Nettles down to the 16 with a long injury attorney's first down. He'll pick up 11.
Boy, you talk about a quarterback that plays out his fakes. I mean, Lehman actually drops back, bounces on his toes like he's about to look downfield and do something.
Did he fool you? That's the key.
A little bit. A little bit.
Even in the stand.
I had one eye on the cannon. Yes, Jim.
Daniel Hicks, our statistician here with me, just looks this. This is the 15th play on this drive. Wow. It started at the 3. Officially started at the 4. They went back to the 3 after they lost a yard on first down. Lehman rolls out, pressure, dropped back to the 32.
Defense gets stout right there.
Aspen Pitt with a stop.
Aspen Pitt makes the stop.
Yeah, that's a bad loss right there. He thought he was going to be able to shake them off, but just wasn't able to. It's good defense there.
Lucky to hang on to the ball.
Absolutely.
Marking down officially
second and about, third and about 22.
at the 29. It's supposed to be a 3rd and 22 coming up. Yeah, now you're 2nd and 22. My correction here is they give it off to Nettles. And he's bottled up. Probably 3rd down.
Yeah, he barely got back to the line of scrimmage, didn't he?
If that, yeah.
Pitt again in there with the stop. Brady Smart also with the tackle, and he gets rewarded by running halfway to the sideline and saying, no, stay in there, son. Turns around, runs right back.
3rd and about 20 for McGill.
This defense is shorthanded a little bit with an injury from last week. One of the most dynamic defensive players, Mayo.
Yeah, lost Noah May.
May, right.
So 3rd and 20. Play clock 4-3. McGill's going to have to hurry to get this one off.
They didn't.
They did not get it off. So 3rd and 25 coming up. And you think, oh, is there a big difference between 3rd and 25 and 3rd and 20?
Dead ball, delay a game. The offense.
It is if you're thinking about a long field goal if you don't get it here.
Now you're thinking about just trying to punt it down there. If you don't get a few yards here, that'd be my guess.
Yeah, because you've taken so much time off the clock.
Yep.
5:34 to go.
All those crazy plays, and here's a drive that may determine the game, and they may not get any points out of it.
They've had the ball the whole 4th quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole 4th quarter.
Yeah, because the punt
again, they're going to have to hurry.
That punt was the last play of the 3rd, right?
Yes. Nettles with the give. And he'll drag the defender up to the 20. Still well short of the first down, but now it does bring
pretty good field goal range for the kicker, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, field goal makes it a 3-score game if you get it here.
These Fairhope defenders, they leave you with some welch at the end of the night.
Yeah, it's a 37-yard attempt. Mahler, 11 field goals on the year. And
oh, good.
Make it 12. And a 31-14 lead for the McGill-Toolen Yellow Jackets with 4:37 left in this one. Wow, what a drive by McGill.
And they ended with points.
7.5 minutes off the clock. They get a field goal. 17 plays, 70 yards, 7:23. And there's 4:37 left in the 4th quarter. You say, oh, yeah, it started to start the 4th quarter. It just pretty tough for your offense to score. They can't get on the field.
Jump by McGill. And all of a sudden, it's 4:37 left in the football game.
First time they get a chance to touch it here in the 4th quarter. Amazing.
Mahler sends this one into the end zone. Hey, we got viewers checking in. We talked about Aspen Pitt making a few big stops on that last drive for Fairhope while he was out there. His cousin, Pat Ivy, is watching the game here tonight. He usually checks in on Friday night. He's watching the game, and he actually is texting me a fishing report during the game. Big Hawkins.
And I'm sure you're taking notes.
He's one of the best captains down in Orange Beach, so I'll always listen to what he has to say.
You'll probably set sail tomorrow and won't see land again till
Sunday, Vic. Sunday.
Till August when we kick off next year.
Working with the Spanish Fort Educational Enrichment Foundation, they have a little fishing tournament on the Causeway tomorrow that I'll be involved in.
Oh, nice. Teaching the kids how to be super anglers, right?
That's it. Now Mitchell, pressure from the backside coming. Good job to hold on to the football as he's dropped all the way back at the 10. A 10-yard loss.
Yeah, real instinctive by that kid to feel that pressure and not necessarily looking at it and secure the football.
3rd sack of the year for Carson McLean. And if you're Fairhope, you've got to start chucking it around here a bit with needing 3 scores and approaching 4 minutes to go. Mitchell was looking to the near sideline. He's buried. Lewis got him inside the 5.
Wow, I don't know if that was a delayed blitz or he just whooped the blocker and got in there late, but either way, it is a loss for the Fairhope Pirates and just exactly not the thing that they need.
Looks like he came off either a block or a receiver. I'm not sure which. And then just took aim.
But the results still the same. Positive for McGill.
3rd and 25. Mitchell in the end zone, steps up, looking to get out to the far side, and not a lot of green in front of him as McGill, so fundamentally sound, not going to give up a big play there.
And also they had people covered on the back end too, so they forced Mitchell into the run, Vic.
Correct, yeah. And I think he should have done that a lot more earlier in the game as well as on the earlier down in this particular series, and he would have had much better success, I think. So as it's set now, they have got to punt the football.
Yeah,
not even 4-down territory down there within the 10.
Yeah, too much to go, right, Jim?
4th and 20, and Gare back at midfield.
Well, you'd just be submitting another touchdown or another score for McGill if he just went forward there.
Kicking it to this guy may do the same thing.
High snap. Deeds has to take off because of the high snap, and he's coming up the near side and nowhere to go.
Well, what is this saying? 6 in one hand and half a dozen in another.
Yeah, that
was the results for McGill. They still get the football within the 10.
Right, that was not a design fake. It was just a really high snap that Deeds had to go up and get. And you could see it was going to be blocked as Khalil Nettles was coming in, and he got.
You know, it wasn't a terrible snap, and at the same time, it took him right into the eyesight of Nettles coming off the edge.
And Massey was there too.
The timing was all off.
Yeah. So McGill,
especially when you're backed up, you usually want that punt to be snapped back there quick and all in one motion. He catches it and steps into it and punt it.
Yeah.
Yep, get it out.
Lehman to the left side, and now a flag. He does not get in the end zone.
I think this is going to be a hole.
Yeah, I think they got a block behind Lehman.
And he another WWE move.
Yeah, he didn't want number 2 to get hurt.
They go down. You didn't hear the announcement earlier. Rotolo's and Fairhope is open tonight until 11 o'clock for the express purpose.
So now 20 left. Again, McGill.
Hold
backed up
on
here.
The offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
And Fairhope with just one timeout. And, you know, I think one great thing before we congratulate McGill on winning another region championship and another perfect season. So if you're Fairhope and you're the coaching staff and the kids, you have to feel much better about going into the playoffs the way this game ended in the second half as opposed to what it was like being down 28-0 at halftime.
Yeah, you know, there's no doubt this group will fight, and that's the way I'm sure the coach Carter teaches them. And it wasn't a letdown in the second half by this group.
You know, 31-14, but it really wasn't a physical beatdown, Jim. There were a couple of pivotal plays in that first half that spelled Fairhope's doom.
CJ, stuff like this.
CJ Evans,
just, you know, they suffered the big plays
inside the 5, and you know, so if you're McGill-Toolen, we talked about it in the pregame show, lost so many seniors on that team that lost in the state championship game, and then what do? You turn around and post another perfect season. 25 regular season consecutive victories, 26 straight in the region. And this is a team that's played in the last 2 state championship games, winning one 2 years ago, losing last year. Lehman gives it off. Evans will be stopped there.
Evans on the carry, stopped at the line of scrimmage by the Pirates.
How about the connection between the coaches?
Yeah.
Hill was in the 9th grade playing a Valley JV game, I think. And Coach Carter was a JV coach, his first year of coaching on the staff of the JV staff at Central Phoenix City, and he remembers Hill as a player.
Remember seeing football loose.
On the play,
So that's why I picked up a lot of mutual respect between these two guys when I was talking to them pre-game.
Yeah, and you never know, right? In football and in coaching, you never know how these paths are going to cross. But Hill left such an impression on Carter from so many years ago as a 9th grade player.
Wow.
He said that 9th grade team, and he was rattling off the players that were on that team that went on to play college football. He was like, they were physical. They would run away from you. He said, it's the best 9th grade team I've ever seen.
9th grade, okay.
Yeah. Good job by the officials, just kind of making sure the play clock and the game clock line up there, so don't have to take another snap, don't need the score.
No need to risk injury.
Exactly. Don't need
That's
anybody
the thing, safety.
Exactly. So
one less collision.
Yep. McGill-Toolen, another perfect season, 10-0. They win the region championship. Number 1 seed. They'll be home.
Also like to congratulate our Fairhope Pirates.
Taking on Jeff Davis next week at the Lip.
Great coaching, great fan support.
And
so glad to see everyone here throughout the
7A continues to be dominated as of late down here by McGill with another region championship.
Great sportsmanship by these two teams. You know, when we used to win, the time I've experienced winning a region, it was simply something else you put on your Letterman jacket.
Right.
You won the region and the recognition a little bit in the paper. I don't even know what they do these days.
They put it on TV until you get to the playoffs.
Right.
Mike Dumas, one of our camera guys up there high in the scaffolding in the north end zone here tonight, brazing. Great shots up there.
He's one of the best pregame commentators we have.
He says a lot. He says a lot. Get a chance to get a lot of words in. So good job by Mike being up there on the.
He loves it when there's little or no wind, right?
Yeah,
you would think
he's okay on a brisk fall night here in South Alabama.
Beautiful night.
You call it brisk when it's like 70 here.
Just kidding. Kyle Bland. I promise he's right back behind the. He's back behind the camera there. He's got. There you go, Kyle. Give us a wave down in the south end zone. Again, all of our crew all year long. He's can wave with both hands. Good boy, Kyle.
There you go.
Like that. So all of our crew, they get here super early. They stay way later than we do after the games, and we appreciate all their hard work to bring you the pictures all throughout the season.
You see their hard work.
Yep.
And we get those comments all the time with the compliment of the broadcast, you know, not necessarily what they hear, but what they see at home.
And Jared Kihas leads our crew here, and you see Rodney Middlebrooks right over here, right next to Rogers, and Daniel Hicksray, our statistician, gives us all these great passes, like right here. You see, these little notes are just great nuggets that I get handed to me through the game, and some I don't know, he makes some notes out here about horse racing bets on Saturday, but I don't know what that means. Joe Lett up here, Joe, new to our crew this year.
He's a big Bama fan. That's what I found out about him.
It's not hard to run into him, those guys down here, Vic Loggett.
Well, actually, he's just the opposite.
Okay. Oh, wow. I'll hold him. I'll slow up Lockett here, Joe, on the way out if you need me to. You can see down there is Coach Carter talking to his team, and Ernest Hill over there. They're playing the song for McGill-Toolen in their win tonight. Again, if you're just trying to. We don't get to do the playoff games, so this is our last game of the year. And if you're disappointed you don't get to see them on TV, we're disappointed we don't get to do them. It's not our rules. It's Alabama High School Athletic Association rules that don't allow playoff games to broadcast live. Otherwise, every one of us on the crew, every one of us here in the booth would love to be here.
We'd find a game of the week, right?
Yeah, we would be here next week, and we'd be here the next 4 weeks.
Well, we would have the opportunity to continue to tell the story.
Right.
We get it this far, you know.
Yeah, so more of our great Chris Lott down there. With the gloves on, he's running toward Tara right now. Vanya Kai, who's got the camera on his shoulder. Vanya gives us a lot of those great shots on the sidelines, and he's going to show you some more pretty pictures. He's got Ernest Hill, the head coach, down there with Tara. Tara.
Coach, first, how does it feel, first-year head coach here with the Yellow Jackets, and you finished the regular season undefeated?
Well, it's exciting, but, you know, I'm just happy for the school, the football players, and the community. I mean, it was just another football game. I mean, I'm happy about it, but like I say, I'm very happy for these football players, all the work they put in.
And you said you had 3 goals this year: to go undefeated, to win the region, and to win state. Of course, you checked 2 of those boxes here tonight. How confident do you feel in your team as they reach for that next step in the ultimate goal of the state championship?
Well, it's not about confidence. I just want these guys to enjoy this win right here and then come back Monday and let's play, get ready to play another football game. We can't think about state. It's probably another 3 or 4 weeks, about 4 weeks. So we got a game, like 3 games before that. So we're just going to go take it 1 game at a time.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations. And Eric, there was a lot of doubt surrounding this team. You guys lost 19 starters last year. Of course, a first-time head coach. What do you have to say now that your team has just won its 3rd consecutive region title?
It's good to be a region champ, and we all knew that since we lost 19 starters, we still was going to be on top, and we still was going to do what the coach taught us. And Coach Hill did a great job of him coming 2 years, been defensive coordinator, and now head coach. He's doing a great job.
And you had a huge play. You scooped up a botched field goal by Fairhope and took it down for a touchdown. Just talk me through what you were thinking as you sprinted down the field.
Coach Pay's on the sideline. He called the field goal blocks, and I was like, do it my side, and he did my side, and I knew I was going to block it. And when I went to block it, the guy fumbled it. I picked it up and ran.
The rest was history. Thank you so much, Eric.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Tara. Great job all season long down on the sidelines. And we will take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up here from Fairhope and for the 2017 high school football season on UTV 44. McGill-Toolen, a perfect season yet again. They win the region, 3rd straight year. Region champs for the Yellow Jackets, 10-0 on the year. They win tonight over Fairhope, 31-14. Fairhope rounds out the season at 8-2. They'll be the number 2 seed in the region. McGill-Toolen will be the number 1 seed in the region. And, it's a scoreless game after 1 quarter, and we all kind of looked at each other and said, it's pretty good football going on out there tonight.
And it was.
Yeah.
And then it was big plays in the second period that vaulted McGill the 28-0 lead.
Yep.
The screen play and the return muffed field goal attempt.
Punt return.
The punt return, and yeah, of course. And then it was like, wow, not a domination at the line of scrimmage, but the team that was making the big plays, and ultimately it was too much.
Yeah, and the thing that we hadn't talked about all night, think about Coach Hill coming in here. McGill's already at the top, and then he comes in. Usually with transition, you would think, I always think is at least a minimum of 2 losses. This guy goes through the season unblemished, region champ, and, they just keep rolling right along. Now, I understand he's been a part of the program, but still, you guys have seen changes with coaches, and it's just always some bit of a letdown, but not with this group.
Yeah, and I think defensively you saw he was defensive coordinator. The team's been great defensively all year long.
No hiccups there.
Yeah, giving up 14. This is the 2nd time all year they've given up that many points, averaging only 8 coming in to tonight's game. Let's go again. Want to thank some of our great folks on the crew. You see their names there on the screen. Autumn Jordan, a lot of times our red hat. She's out there helping to make sure we get the TV timeouts. Bobby Toach, Robert Toach, general manager at UTV 44. Thanks to him always keeping the vision to do our games here on UTV 44, and thanks to everybody back at the station. So last game of the year, we've got our player of the game nominees to give to you, and Lance Crawford is going to give you the player of the game in the Blitz next week. He still gets to do the Blitz. We just don't get to do games next week. So you got Eric Gare there, Sheldon Lehman, the quarterback, and CJ Edwards from Fairhope. And you go to UTV44TV.com and vote on the player of the week. And then Lance will give it to you next week in our Blitz package, and he'll have all the scores from the first round of the high school football season. It's hard to believe we're through 11 weeks, but great year. We had great games on UTV 44. Most weeks we were lucky to be at the game of the week.
Yeah, it's also sad that we're through after 11 weeks. You know, there's a lot more, but get on out there. Support a team in the next few weeks. Support your team.
Good football to be played.
So much good football. So many good players that put in so much time and take good coaching.
Yep.
We're glad we've got good coaches, but these kids take the coaching.
All right, so for Vic Lockett, Dan Brennan, Tara Reeves in the sideline, Jared Kios in the truck, Daniel Hicks, our statistician, our entire crew for the last time for the 2017 season. McGill-Toolen, perfect on the year. They win the region 31-14. I'm Jim Cox saying good night from Fairhope, and we'll see you next August.